I need that sports encyclopedia. U.S. Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
What are you?
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. From day one, you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Snow's the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
he's. Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I proudly stand up next to you all. God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Red. You got the belt around you.
Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB Show.
What up, man? We're back in the building. Let me get my mic situated. Had a little technical issue last night before I got home from the yacht. Came home to no power once again. But you know what? We're back. We're back in the building. And we're powered up by BetUS. So BetUS TV, head on over there today. We got a loaded lineup today. Number one, Raiders corner safety, new addition, Lonnie Johnson, former player of mine, will be joining us. Talk about his journey to the Raiders and what he thinks about Pete Carroll and the trajectory of the Vegas Raiders. And then Shaun King will join us as well, plus Dodgers play-by-play. Tim Neverett will join us. He'll be talking about opening day. My bad. All things, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on my fucking computer. All things Dodgers and ring ceremony, which happens tomorrow. So we'll talk about him and the Dodgers ring ceremony and collecting the jewelry. So we got all that going on, plus Shaun King, like I said. So let's dive into it. The show is brought to you by BetUS TV. So head on over there and tell them that we sent you. Let's dive into it, man. The Giants, as you see on our thumbnail, have now signed Russell Wilson. As I figured, it was the best fit since I mentioned his wife, Sierra, Smitty likes to say, is a New Yorker, and it makes the most sense at this point in his career going to New York. But everybody says, well, they signed Jameis Winston to a 2-year deal last week as well. Here's the issue. He signed a 2-year deal for $8 million. Jameis did. This is complete backup coin. And a 1-year deal, $21 million, makes complete sense for Russell Wilson as the starter. That tells us that Russell will be the starter. He'll be the bridge gap QB for Brian Daboll, who is on the hot seat and needs to put a good product on that field in New York to keep his job, keep his kids in school, not have to re-up and move a family. All those things come into play since Daniel Jones last won a Super Bowl or a playoff against Minnesota some 3 years ago. Now, the question is, do they take a QB at number 3 in this draft? I say no. I say he took Russell Wilson so that he can draft the best possible player available, which is going to be Abdul Carter, to go along with the cheaper Brian Burns. He's a cheaper Brian Burns at the end of the day after you signed him for $28 million, along the side with Thibodeau, who could be a great duo. You have another generational talent in Travis Hunter sitting out there at 3, possibly, if he's not snatched already. And one of those two players, in my opinion, need to be on the draft board as number 1 for the Giants, not a quarterback. So the Giants need to draft for now, not a possible. And right now the Giants have a spades hand. They got 2 with a possible at the QB spot. They have too many holes to fill on this roster after the Saquon Barkley debacle. And a lot of heads will roll if this team don't win 8 games. But what do I know? Let's dive into it, man. A loaded lineup today. No one better to be with than my main man, the co-host extraordinaire, Naptown legend, Far East Sider, 317, LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, AR5 defending, and Caitlin Clark jocking. Fox Sports' very own Big Smitty pops in.
Make JB small, man. Make me big, man. What's going on, man? It's your boy Big Smitty. It's Work Boot Wednesday, middle of the week. We don't say pause one from home. We don't even think that way. But we got a beautiful lineup, loaded show. We're talking baseball today. We might talk a little hockey. We're talking about life. We're talking about NFL. You just heard what he just said. It's opening with Russell Wilson going to the Giants. We're gonna talk about that. We got coaches getting fired. The homie Troy Taylor. We're gonna talk about it all. New socks and draws. And we couldn't be here without Gene, G Wizzy, Brian Stewart, Eric Slick Nick, Captain Lucky, and Boston Richie, and Kendrick Jones. What's going on, JB? You all right?
Who Brantley? Is it a broad?
That's a dude. He's got the worst intro.
That's a dude.
Yeah, it's a dude. You know, he's a stoner, real free spirit.
Brothers aren't stoner. You can't. Brothers can't be stoner. That's white boys. Brothers is a weed head or a dope head, or you know what I'm saying.
I hear you, but he's like he's an actual stoner though. Like he's like the Wiz Khalifa type. If he didn't have money, he's like
he brother though. You can't be stoner at brother though. Brothers just
tree. I disagree. Actually.
Yeah, I don't care. Is this Wyclef John?
So all black people with dreads look alike, homie?
They say all white people look alike. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. They look like Wyclef John, homie.
You think so?
Is it Wyclef John or Wyclef Jean? Or is it Wyclef Jean? How do you say it?
It's either number 1 or number 3. It definitely ain't number 2.
Jean?
It ain't that one. It's either the first one you said it or the third one where you said it.
It's Wyclef Jean, homie. Like you don't say the J.
Yeah, I think it's just John, Wyclef John.
But you don't pronounce the J.
Or Gene. Is it Gene?
It's like Wyclef Jean.
Nah, it ain't that one.
I think it is, homie.
You add like a little instrumental sound effect to it that's not a part of his name.
Isn't it like French based and like
Wyclef John?
Nah, I don't think it's just John, like a white boy John. It's not like that though. It's not. I guarantee it's not. Wyclef John. It's just not. It doesn't even go together.
You don't care the way you said. You said
like
John.
Hamburgers, hot dogs, homie. It's like Wyclef Jean. You know what I mean? It's gonna have some sort of swag. I mean, there's no way it's Wyclef John. Like,
why you saying it so like you saying it like weird though, like John? It ain't that. It ain't that either. Though. It just Wyclef John.
It ain't just Wyclef.
Wyclef John.
John.
Wyclef John. You gotta say it like this. Wyclef John.
Wyclef John, come over here. Nah.
When you say it, you gotta like lean forward with it. It's Wyclef John.
I think it's like Haitian, a mix with Haitian and FA and them.
All we do is call him Wyclef.
Huh?
In the hood, we just call him Wyclef.
I got live restricted for some audience on TikTok already. I haven't even said nothing. See, they got me on a ban. They got me on the no-fly list, homie. Guarantee you.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
The John Jeans, they don't fuck with me, homie. Ever since that whole Otani bit, I guess they don't fuck with me on over there. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm on a whole like no-fly list over there on TikTok.
You probably need to rebuild your content for the next month and just put all food stuff and like happy stuff and limited cursing on there.
I'll never do just happy stuff. I never do just happy stuff. That sounds like rhymes with hey, they, may. Just happy stuff.
I'm saying your yacht videos and your cooking videos are all happy, just like content creator stuff. Ain't nothing gangster about cooking Philly cheese steak on the grill in your backyard with the mist pouring out. That ain't like hard. Ain't nothing gangster about being on a yacht with a BBL and the wind flowing.
Yesterday was. There was like 20-mile-an-hour winds, homie, and then the dolphins came at us. So it's like sharks, dolphins, a bird tried to eat a Dorito right out of my hand. Like everything was a fucked up day, homie. Worst day I've had on the water because I got there, my fucking starboard engine wouldn't start
again.
Well, a different engine this time. It started, but then it shut off. Like, I'm like, oh. Come to find out, it was a fucking little vacuum hose that was off. ran fine. So the engine's back fine. So that's a great part. That's only cost me about, $10,000 an engine or something if I had to go down. So I got that done. So I'm good with that. Then we go out and it's like in the little harbor part where you don't even go, it just fucking white caps. Homie, just wow. I'm like, holy shit. So Ruben lost his hat. Well, he thought he did. It ended up being stuck in his hoodie.
Okay.
And I looked for 30 minutes in rough water looking for his hat in the water, homie.
For his hat?
But it was in his hoodie the whole time.
I would have just charged it to the game.
I was trying to fuck with him and be white. And I'm going around in the rough water. And Ruben, he gets kind of scared of shit. His motherfucker spooked. He loses his hat, but it went right into his hoodie top like this.
Yeah.
We didn't notice, right?
Yeah.
His subconscious said to grab his hat when he flew off.
Yeah.
But he had a beer in his hand. Motherfucking beer, homies. Now he's holding the beer like this, just pouring straight towards my window, and I'm getting hit with waves. So that's Ruben losing his beer. Ruben wasted a whole beer. That's what he was mad about more than the hat, all that. So he got a beer like this, but the
Bud Light like this. The hat's back here. He has no idea.
We don't do Bud Light. We don't do Bud Light, homie. We don't do Bud Light. Yeah, we don't do Bud Light.
Ultra. I'm sorry. You got the waves hitting you.
I think it's Ultra. Bud Light is that one shit from that made up human. We don't fuck with them.
Michelob Ultra. You got the waves hitting you. You drive with one hand. The other hand, you got to.
He got here and said that her lips taste like salt. And I don't know why.
That's regular though. It's regular for her. And then you got the one
why
hand.
She would know that? Why she know that salt? What salt tastes like?
I have no idea. Between you and her. And then you had the Dorito in your right hand. The bird came down. Did the bird get it or did you move?
There's a video. I think I got to hold on a second. Hold on, TikTok. There's nobody in there anyway. Little fucking bong yong yongs. Hold on, let me see.
You got a video of the Dorito getting ate out your hand?
Well, very interesting. And then, homie, let me show Bailey this. Then Ruben filmed something for fucking 20, I think about 20 minutes, and it was a big fat broad. Yeah. They jumped on the bridge. You know the bridge you walk over to go to my boat?
Yeah.
Bunch of fucking little fucking kids thought that was funny. You can't jump off. They're jumping off the bridge, homie, having fun into the water. Like about 4 kids and like 3 girls. And they're all like 16-ish, 15, 16 kids. There's this big broad, though. Ruben called her, I think, Ruben, what'd you call her, Ruben? A grenade. The reason why, because she was wearing a green swimsuit. Yeah, homie, they jumping off the bridge, bruh.
They tripping.
Rewind it. I think we missed it, Bailey, if you go back. Yeah, see that?
Tripping. Like Scottie Pippen.
Nice, beautiful day, but it was windy. Yeah, they jumping in the bridge. They jumping off the bridge, but you don't see it. There's a big girl up there. Ruben took a video of her for 9 minutes, and then she didn't jump off. So I kind of got pissed off at her for wasting our time because we thought we were going to see a big splash.
Yeah.
Ruben didn't know if she could float or sink based on her stature.
So what was the verdict?
She didn't. She got down.
Smart.
But she was in a bathing suit, full one piece. She was in a one piece. What do they call it? Onesie? One piece? I don't know what you guys call it.
One piece.
And she was a real big girl. And she didn't want to jump. So Ruben was talking shit. We were all like, "You can do it," like that shit from the movie.
Yeah.
And then here's a bird just came up on me, homie.
He thinking about it.
Can you hear it? I don't know.
He thinking about it, homie.
Hey, little bitch. Here. I'm gonna bite your fucking face off.
Ain't no cat, homie.
It looked like it was gonna bite me, homie. There's Ruben hat. We found Ruben hat again. Right? Ruben got the JB hat. We found it again.
You found the hat. Why you get all soft though? Like you should have just kept holding it. The barber's gonna come over there. He's trying to evaluate you and trust you.
Yeah. One thing. So when I saw that bird.
Yeah.
By the way, you can't tell that bird don't give you no justice. That bird's like 30 pounds, homie. Motherfucker, way bigger than you think. And number one, number two, I saw it grab a fucking chipmunk or a squirrel. Full squirrel. Swallow that motherfucker. The mouth open like a python. The mouth
you way bigger than a squirrel, homie.
Huh?
You way bigger than a squirrel. You good.
Yeah, but if he took a whole squirrel in that motherfucker might grab your hand or something.
And you could punch it with the other one. Come on, JB. You ain't never been scared no animal.
I'm not tripping. I'm just saying I don't want to deal with a bird. Then we got We got the Bill Gates bird flu out here and all this other shit, homie. I don't want to deal with all that.
Is that still out right now?
I think so. And then there's other things. We saw like, man, we got so many videos, homie. But then AE's fucking video was slow motion, so it fucked everything up. So it's a bad day.
Why slow motion it?
I don't know. She didn't mean to. But there was a whole school of dolphins coming right at us, and we found out why they were coming at us because they were in the harbor. And I never seen dolphins in the harbor. Usually seals, because great whites are out there.
Yeah, they trying to get away from the great whites and survive.
Yeah, it's a trip, homie. But they were rolling deep. They're fucking great white up, by the way. A lot of dolphins will actually know how to hit them. They know how to hit them in the gills. And sharks are like the dumbest things. Sharks are like right up there with like Eddie Manyweather and them as far as IQ goes. They're not very bright, and they get hit, they get flipped, and then they just sit there. Oh, then the fucking shark eats their liver. It's like sharks aren't the smartest.
I remember in biology class they said 10 dolphins equate to one great white shark. So to your point, 10 dolphins can beat one shark. So if they were deep.
I don't believe that's true at all. I think biology in Indiana is totally different. You guys don't know anything about the ocean in Indiana.
You do.
So I think whoever taught you that was fucking dumb as a rock.
I took marine biology.
Respectfully.
We used to dissect
your biology teacher.
Your
biology teacher is dumb as fuck. 2 dolphins will fuck up a shark.
I used to cut up birds, all types of stuff in class.
Yeah, 2 dolphins will fuck up a shark.
That's not true, homie.
Very true. Not great. Not like fucking Jaws.
We're talking about Jaws right now. We're talking about Jaws.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to the show, man. We were just gonna start the show off, and then a lot of shit happened. Bad day on the water. Great day, but bad day. So it is what it is.
Your energy is horrible too. I can tell.
Yeah, because I came home to a no house and fucking freezer. My freezer. So the power must have been off for a while.
I get food spoiled.
Yeah, I found out solar power has a fucking solar power. Don't ever do solar power. Biggest scam in America, in my opinion, is solar. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But anyway, we all got
home, homie. Sell your house and move out. I don't know why you stay there no more, homie. Every other month, it seems like all the power just go out for no reason. Just goes out. You give no warning. All the lights. Knock on wood. I won't be surprised if today your stuff just goes out and you gotta walk in the backyard with the cell phone with no signal. And sit in the car in the dark. It happens every month now. I don't get it, homie. It's like you're back in the hood. Yeah. Back in the hood.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But anyway, man, we got a loaded show today, Smitty. Brought to you by BetUS TV. Yep. Head on over there and let's do the quote of the day. Brought to you by BetUS TV. Smitty, if I walk by myself, at least I know I'm with someone I can trust.
I like that. That's a good quote. That's a good quote with horrible energy. Like if you would have said that the way that JB normally says it, I probably would have put that in the top 32. But since you said it was such a poor energy,
it wasn't the top 32 quote. Not top 32 quote. It's just a good quote, get you going. If I walk by myself, at least I know I'm with someone I can trust. Yeah, I don't got to worry about backstab. Like, I don't have to worry about any of that shit.
This is kind of fake. Like the energy just sucks. I can just tell that you're upset about your lights. You're upset about your yacht, the bird, the hat. The AE with slow motion really made you mad. So now your whole energy's off. This whole first 30 minutes of the show has been trash.
It's only 19 minutes in, so it's a lot of time to save. So we're fine. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head over there for things for all DFS. You can get over right now. Prize Picks. Use the promo code CoachJB. Smitty, there will be people that would rather lose you than be honest about what they've done to you. Let them go. Contrary to belief. There will be people that would rather lose you than be honest about what they did to you. It is what it is. That's just real shit. I've lost a lot. I've lost a lot that way.
It's a fear of admitting.
I actually rather lose them that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It shows me your true colors.
It's tough though, to admit some of your wrongdoing. I know you never do it. It's tough to admit when you're wrong. It is. I get it. The chat says a real mid quote. They said D. Jones says the weakest, contrary to belief in a while.
JB been killing contests to belief. So I think what happened?
You're not explaining stuff properly. If this is what the chat thinks it's called, that means we're doing a poor job. You and I explain what that segment is.
Well, this is a kid. This is a kid that struggles To read good. He reads at a third grade level. He doesn't have a coach or mentor in his life to
He's 17. He's a ball player. He's a baller.
Yeah, they never taught him, homie, that reading's fundamental and little shit like that. Homie, you don't have the coach to sit down and teach him how to read good, homie.
Why they keep passing him and graduating him then?
That's how it is. I mean, because he's a good player.
Hate to hear that, man.
That's why I blame the whites. I blame the whites. I go back to blaming the whites. That's why black quarterbacks get failed. Remember, by white coaches. What do I know, though?
Black quarterbacks are great, though. I don't really think they're failing. I think they're thriving. The best quarterbacks in the league are all black, so that's kind of weird. But
that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Y'all get you're highest paid too, highest paid cat, but you still think it's racism. Yeah. Ryan Clark still says it's Whitey's fault. But
Lamar Jackson, all them the best ones. Russ got paid again. All the ballers are black.
Ryan Clark still says racism. Josh Allen was a racist signing, man. So
think about Angelo, though, man. It's not called contest to belief, homie. So I don't really know.
What's it called?
It's called contrary to belief.
And explain the difference between that and quote of the day.
So quote of the day is just like a quote, and then contrary to belief is like you're comparing like two things. Like it's a quote, but it's not like a direct just boom. Like quote of the day is just boom. You say it and it's done. Just boom. The sky is blue. Boom. Contrary to belief is more so like a story. It's like you're giving some more free game. It's a comparison. It's something there. Quote of the day, it's like boom. You know what I mean? It's like I don't like JB. I don't like black people. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Big Smitty. I don't like Sam Darnold. Boom. Just a quote. Contrary to belief is like boom, 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 but boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? It's like a comparison. It's like a ding, 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 but bling, bling, bling. Compton don't claim JB since he moved to Kansas. Doug Bird. Look at his face, homie. He's smiling with it too.
A little boy.
You little boy?
He look like a little boy, don't he?
Is that a little boy?
Yeah, look, that motherfucker got to be a little boy. He not a real man.
Is he trolling you? I don't think he's serious. I think he's trolling you.
Whatever troll means, but yeah, whatever he did, that is, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell. I wouldn't even pay no mind to that.
Is that the fake guy to get you riled up?
Yeah, I mean that's a real person. It's a real person, but he wants some fame.
It did look like Don Lemon. Joe. Joe, you were right yesterday about the water, about the swells. So shout out to you. First time he was right. First time he was right about the water, though. That was the first time about the water. First time about the water, though.
Hey, shout out to Joe Core, man. He a bad boy. Joe, what's the weather today? Give us the update, because I've always trusted your word.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know about the water because I'm not going to the yacht all week now after yesterday's performance.
I'm glad you. Yeah, I mean, if you go every day, you're bound to run into a bad day. That's
and it's like it's fucking. It's like calmer today, Joe. Thanks.
Thanks for the update, Joe. A little cooler as well. A little cooler outside. So okay, that makes sense. Put a jacket on, Jason.
That was horrible yesterday too. Poll question, Smitty. Let's drive right into it. Do the Giants still draft a QB at number 3? That's the poll question. Drop the question down there and drop the comments down below. If you got a question or a concern or a comment, put it in the fucking box on your way.
From the bottom. Down below.
Do the Giants still draft a quarterback? And by the way, they'd have 3 brothers.
Yeah.
At quarterback. And then so I don't want to so will I still hear you bitch and complain about the lack of black quarterbacks?
Who?
You.
When have I done that?
You've been doing that.
I don't think I've done that ever. But to answer your question directly, will the Giants draft a QB with the number 3 pick? Yes, they will. Shador Sanders is going to New York. And the reason why they picked up Russell Wilson is because they want a veteran quarterback where he can learn from, it can mentor him, and to be like a kind of a stopgap. You know, the goal is to have Russell Wilson for 1 year just to kind of bring some sort of just consistency and some sort of balance to the team for 1 year, while Shador is sitting back, learning from him, learning from Jameis, learning from a great coach in what's his name, Dabo. And next year, 2026, is when Shador will take over. This is a 1 year deal with Russ. This ain't no long-term thing. James is there just as a backup veteran to be there, and Shador is waiting to take over. At the end of the day, if you look at their quarterback room right now, there's no long-term answer. James is no long-term answer. Russ obviously ain't a long-term answer. He's older and he's on a 1-year deal. They still need a QB. It makes no sense for them not to go with a quarterback when you're in a situation where you have these short-term deals. Because if you don't go QB, what do? Okay, you have 1 year with Russ, and then next year he leaves, and then what? Jameis, you re-sign Jameis, or no, you're back on the quarterback market looking around again. So I think they go Shador. And I just think they understand that he probably needs a little bit, I'm not saying he needs, it would be beneficial for him to have a little bit more time to develop, as probably all rookie quarterbacks would love to have. And this is the way they're going to do it. Yes.
Yeah. Your answers are just screaming prime sexuality out of your pores.
I don't even like you saying that when you're talking to me. So starting today, moving forward, don't ever say prime sexual, bronze, anything sexual with a dude. Don't connect me to that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I know you don't like it, but it's the truth.
So out of respect, you don't say it anymore. I'm gonna check you every time.
Yeah. You don't have to respect it, but you have to take it. All
right, Diddy. You sound horrible saying that. That sounds crazy.
They don't take Russell Wilson if they're going to draft a quarterback, in my humble opinion. Number one is this is why. Brian Daboll got to win 8 games or he's fired. You don't sign 2 veteran quarterbacks to get a rookie when your roster needs 30 fucking things. Most sense is possibly a Hall of Fame jacket wearing rush end in Abdul Carter. You don't pass on Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers. I used to tell you, Smitty, on Netflix, because I knew you were watching directly. I would say, hey, I don't draft D1 players. I draft who?
NFL players. What you said on this show. I didn't see it on Netflix, but continue.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't mean draft. Recruit. I don't recruit D1 players. I recruited NFL players. Brian Daboll has to recruit Hall of Famers at this point, and that means draft them. There is no Hall of Fame anything in Shador Sanders, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart,
we don't know.
The Louisville quarterback Shook. No, there's no generational game-changing, generational franchise-changing quarterback in this draft. That's why you got Russell Wilson to start. And I can't wait for Shaun King to jump in here because me and him are arguing on text message. You really think they signed a guy a 2-year, 8-year deal versus a 1-year, $21 million deal and think it's open competition? Fuck no. Jameis Winston's back there going to do his old fucking weird-ass shit, throw fucking 30 picks. He's not the starter. Jameis is the backup, good backup to get. Daboll's a good dude getting that $8 million deal done. You sign Russell. Ciara, is that how you say it?
See, we just call Sierra.
Sierra. So Sierra, I don't know who we are, but Sierra says, hey, we're going to go to New York. And you're going to do what I say a little bit. And so Russell said, I'll do it. Russell said, I'm going to go with you, babe.
Mm-hmm.
She said, get your a little bit. And he's going to follow her over there. And
she posted some heat the other day, too, by the way.
Huh?
She posted some heat on Instagram yesterday. But continue.
Heat like song?
Like a picture. But continue.
So we talking about another man's wife publicly. But I'm the bad guy.
She's a superstar.
I got it.
I ain't say nothing else. She posted a really good picture. She's a superstar. He understands what he married. So it's part of it.
Fair. I didn't really peep her. Is she bad? Like bad? Is she bad?
Go watch. Type in Sierra Ride It video on YouTube after the show, and then hit me back and let me know what you think.
Think about what? Like overall, like the cinema. What is it called?
Cinematography.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
What?
Cinematography.
Cinematography.
Yep.
Nah, that's not the word I want. Choreography.
Yes.
Did you want me to call you back about the choreography of it, or
exactly that? Actually,
lyrics or what?
No. Well, the hook is pretty cool. So the hook, and then the choreography for sure.
Choreography overall, or just for tuned into one particular thing?
I mean, it could be overall, but then we know who the main star is, who the main culprit is.
So anyway, they're going to New York.
Good business.
So there's no way they can draft a quarterback at 3. To me, it's a wasted pick, Smitty, and being out in seriousness, it's a wasted pick. You have to go get a pass rusher or Travis Hunter. In my opinion, those are the two most those are the generational.
Abdul Carter's going to already be off the board. Let's be real.
Here, G Wizzle, let me hip you to how the NFL works real quick so you can shut the fuck up and never talk to me again.
My cousin.
G Wizzy, stop. So you never talk again about this and act like you know so much about the draft. Number one, Brian Burns is on a $28 million deal. Guess what they do when they get Abdul Carter? They get a free Brian Burns for burning $28 million on him. So they get a cheap Brian Burns to go along with a Thibodeau, who's how long has he been in the league? 3 years. Same year as Jermaine Johnson. So they got the same draft. So guess what happens? You have 2 generational pass rushers, and now you have a trade asset in a $28 million burn with Burns, who you don't think you're going to probably have for the long term. You could still go get a pass rusher. By the way, I don't know, Smitty, can you tell G Wizzy that you never have enough pass rushers in the NFL? I don't know if he knows that or not. So then he acts like you can only have 2, and then that's it. Like only 1 can get hurt, and you're down to 1. I don't know if you know this, G Wizzy, fucking smart one. But then guess what you do? Or you go get fucking Travis Hunter that can actually help out on a little bit of offense, punt return game, and then go play corner. Or you go get what no one's talking about. The hypocrites in the fucking room blow my mind. I just want to be clear. You blow my mind by the hypocritical takes you have. By now, all of a sudden, Smitty, all I've heard on ESPN, it's fucking mind-blowing. I almost want to do one of those videos I did yesterday on I'm going to do a rant here in a few minutes. I almost want to do one of those videos right now, Smitty. All I've heard is Russell Wilson has no O-line. Homie, are we going to be seriously sitting up here after the years you and I have gone at it about Daniel Jones?
Yeah.
And I have broken down how bad their O-line has been and compared it to the Chicago Bears, who have also had the worst O-line when Justin Fields was there. And we never brought it up. And now Daniel Jones leaves, and you bring in Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, and the excuses have already begun on ESPN and everyone else that the O-line is bad. Really? But it was never bad with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was supposed to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, but Russell Wilson gets a pass. I'm just saying, we're not going to really address that. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to really bring that up at all. And that's all I'm hearing about right now as we speak. Like, not at all.
Nope.
Cool. Let's move on amicably then. I say no, Smitty says yes. So is what it is.
Yeah, I think to your point though, before we move on, Brian Daboll knows he needs to have some level of success this year. You can't count on a rookie being able to bring that. So that's why you signed a Russell a 1-year, $10.5 million deal. Yes, he has the opportunity to make 21 if he goes out there and really balls out. But at the end of the day, we're talking about guaranteed money. It's going to be that 10.5. So you sign him for the 1 year to save your job, hopefully, for this 1 year, and then you plan for the future, which is Shador, and connecting him with Malik Neighbors. He's going to sell tickets. It's bigger than just going out there and win games when it comes to Shador. He's going to sell tickets out there. Him in New York just makes sense. So I'm pretty confident he'll be there. I'll be shocked if he's not a New York Giant. So let me go on amicably, though, to our next topic here. Another big-time signing happened yesterday. Wide receiver Stephon Diggs reached an agreement on a 3-year, $69 million deal, including $26 million guaranteed with the New England Patriots. Big-time move, big-time signing. The Patriots aren't really known historically to sign too many. Obviously, you had Randy for that, year and a half. They tried to get Chad for a year. It didn't work. You know what I'm saying? AB came late, So I guess they had some moments where they went and tried to get like a big-time receiver a little bit later in their career. Now that I really think about it. But still, we know that the Patriots, they need a lot of help. And receivers, one of the positions that they need help with. They got Drake May, young QB there, who they believe in. Showed a lot of great signs last season, and now you give him a wide out one. I would say, at least for that team, wide out one. Assuming Stephon Diggs is all the way healthy, he would be wide receiver one there. So big time signing. You got Mike Vrabel there as the head coach, and they're just trying to build. What's the problem, homie?
Fuck. I was fucking excited for Vrabel, man, and the way they were headed.
What you mean, homie? Vrabel knows how to coach everybody. You gotta remember, he had AJ Brown, who we know has a little bit of personality. He knows how to coach cats.
Yeah, I never thought he would do that.
Stephon Diggs is a baller. Say what you want about everything else. You don't like his personality. You don't like his demeanor when he's not getting the ball. This guy is a baller, and Josh Allen and him had extreme levels of success. Did they win the biggest game? No, they did not. But it's not like they didn't make it to deep runs in the playoffs and make it to big time games together. You can win with Stephon Diggs. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Damn. Patriots are done. So count them, chalk them up. Move on. Put the Jets above them now, going forward with the Dolphins, and then so New England's dead last in that division. Addition by subtraction. Well, they got subtraction by addition. You just paid a guy how much after an ACL surgery? I don't know. Maybe Vrabel went down there and checked his knee himself and said, "Hey, fuck, I did the drawer test. Like, fuck, you're good. I'll give you 70. I'll give you 70 clicks." What? Yeah, shout out, man. Shout out to the shitbirds, man. Shitbirds keep getting paid. Fuck it. Hey, the next big shitbird line up. You're next.
Only thing that really matters with these deals is the guaranteed money, though. I know that 69 looks sexy right now. At the end of the day, it's $26 million is what he has guaranteed.
Pretty good money for a ACL surgery guy.
Yeah, really good money. But if he goes out there and he lays an egg,
that's character baggage. I'm just saying. It's clearly character baggage. It's not an assumption. It's character baggage that we've seen over the years unfold. You got character baggage. Now you got cartilage baggage with an ACL cartilage floating around in there that you just had scoped out, redone, resurgery, fixed up, tapped up, ready to go. I know he's working out already, doing little Instagram videos. That don't have nothing to do with
ACL.
The rigor.
Ain't nothing no more, homie. You recover them like that.
I hear you. Shout out to Juju Watkins. Hopefully she recovers.
She will.
Better than ever because she's just younger and all that. But
Paige Becker's got
ACL injuries aren't anything until you have two, or then three, and then the fourth one. That's when they become something. And then when you get older, that's when they start to still be ACL surgeries. Like, that's the problem that people don't want to talk about. Like, at 19, I get it. At one time, when you start to have multiple injuries in the lower extremity regions and soft tissue issues,
you got to have the best surgeons in the world. That's why you see them outside running already.
You can have the best surgeries. But guess what? If you got a little dick, you're still going to have a little dick. Even though you have the best surgery, guess what? All they did was they just put a little fake little thing over it, homie. Still a little dick. Really? I just throwing that out there. Yeah. Surgery. You got great surgery. You got great surgery. The greatest surgeons are giving these Mexican broads down here in TJ BBLs, right? They look fine. You go down to Hong Kong, go to the bar. But here's the thing. They're still BBLs, homie. Like, if you really look at it, the ass pop out and then there's no hamstrings.
I hate that, homie.
And then you got to look at it and evaluate yourself as if, is she a baby maker? For me, no, she's not. Because then there's a non-athlete gets thrown out of that. She's going to squirt out a non-athletic cat, homie. And I just can't handle it.
That's all us men care about. Because
the kid ain't coming out with a BBL.
Not at all.
So, you know what I'm saying? Then you got to research, do that work. So,
what?
Yeah. Anyway, TikTok, it ain't worth coming out here no more. They got me shadow banned, man. So, eat a dick.
Well, that didn't help.
I cancel. I'm shut off there.
And then you'll be on to get them all. I don't get it, homie. You just put yourself in a deeper hole and then complain more about why you're shadow banned. That makes zero sense.
Not complain. I'm just telling you the truth.
You complain, homie.
There's no complaint about it.
So you got the Patriots finishing last in the AFC East.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
They're done.
I just
He's going to throw a temper tantrum on the sideline. He's going to probably tap out of several games because his knee's fucked. He'll come out really tired. He'll pull an AR-5, tap out. He'll come out several times. And you imagine him and Josh Allen couldn't figure it out, but he's going to figure it out with fucking Drake May.
But
second-year guy.
They did. Hold on. Time out. I can't let you do that. Him and Josh Allen did figure it out.
You don't have to let me do it. I'll do it.
I'm not going to let you do it. Him and Josh Allen did figure it out. They had some of the best years of their careers.
Well, Josh Allen just had the best year of his career as far as overall quarterback play.
No, he didn't. He did not. He did not.
Okay.
He did not.
Aren't you the guy on this show that says stats don't matter? Aren't you the guy that says stats are overrated? Don't look at the stats. Don't look at the stats.
I didn't say that. I said stats don't tell the full picture, the full story, homie. I didn't say that they don't matter.
What Buffalo do this year? They had a better run, right?
No.
Better season overall, record-wise, all that shit, right?
They made the AFC Championship before.
Oh, I get it, but I'm saying the overall season. Did he not do more with less this year? Did Josh Allen do more with less this year or not?
I don't care about none of that, homie. He did more with more when he had Stephon Diggs. How about that? He did more with more when he had Stephon Diggs. He don't care about
more with less.
He did more with more when he had Stephon Diggs.
He beat a guy. He beat your guy, though, I think. The white quarterback beat the brother with 9 Pro Bowlers, and he only had how many Pro Bowlers?
We're not talking about the Ravens right now. Leave Lamar out. If you want a Lamar Jackson topic, we have one coming up later on a separate note. So save that energy for that later on in the third hour. Right now, we're talking about Josh Allen. We're not talking about Josh Allen. We're talking about really Stephon Diggs. I got the Patriots finishing second in the AFC East. I got Bills first.
Yeah,
Patriots
what?
Second. I got the Dolphins third. And then who's fourth?
Have you seen Tua?
Yeah. Exactly why. I got him in third place.
Tua looked like he was worse than me, really.
Y'all similar though. That's the thing.
Because I'm taller. So like
but y'all still similar.
Yeah, but he's shorter, like pudgy. Like he looked like a Mexican right now. Playing quarterback. I'm gonna be real. He looks kind of like Ruben, but Ruben actually is skinny because Ruben got diabetes.
Matter of fact, I got the Jets 3. You're right. I got Dolphins 4. So Dolphins will be 4, Jets 3 with Justin Fields. We got the Patriots number 2 with Stephon Diggs, Drake May, and Mike Vrabel. And number 1 will be the Bills. You heard it here first. Save that.
Yeah. I think Josh Allen won the MVP. Did he win the MVP with Stephon or without?
Nah, he didn't.
He didn't what? I didn't answer the question. I said I think he won MVP without Stephon or with.
Without, but it was all politics because it was Lamar Jackson fatigue. Lamar Jackson
always excuse. Always excuse.
Lamar Jackson fatigue. Lamar Jackson fatigue. That's all it was.
Can't just answer it. Can't
Lamar
just
Jackson fatigue. That's all it was. We know who the real.
Never answer the question. It's funny. It's how you don't
know
ever
who the
answer
real was. The streets know. It's all good. Shout out to Josh Allen. though. I love Josh Allen. One of my favorite players. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. He's so disrespectful. He on one second he want to use y'all and say they're with the team whites. They're whites. We love the Usos. The next second, you want to disrespect y'all and stab you in the back. Don't be surprised when you get stabbed in the back, Josh. Be surprised when you look over your shoulder and see who it is. It's Jason Brown.
See who's holding the knife, homie. Say it right.
I say it my way. I say it my way. I don't like your way. Your way is lame and corny.
I got a rant, Smitty. And
let's do it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I got a rant, and I'm tired of doing it.
Without a doubt, it's Compton in the house. Without a doubt, it's Compton in the house. Without a doubt.
That's what rich folks do. Have you ever heard of rich folk? They gargle or some shit. They do something weird. I don't know what they do. I always wonder what they do.
You rich? Let me know.
I'm not rich. Let's just start with a video, Bailey. Fuck it. Show what I did yesterday to start this thing off, and then we can go into that and dive into this whole fucking debate. But I'm kind of frustrated today. Take a look.
What up, man? The real coach JB here. Listen, man, Stanford head coach Troy Taylor, a friend of mine, is fired after stemming allegations from supposedly some female staffers that he yelled at them too much and used some words of, let's say, profanity. Listen, man, this is an absolute fucking mockery. This is why women belong nowhere near men and football spaces and men's spaces. And I'll be the one to fucking say it. Yeah, this is a fucking joke. And we are allowing our men to be fucking emasculated by these fucking non-caring assholes of America. And Andrew Luck, shame on your motherfucking ass. Aren't you the same motherfucker who quit on his team in the summer? Aren't you the same motherfucker who's never even fucking ran a football program, but yet now you're making decisions just because you were a good player? It's a fucking joke.
It is a joke. Here's the issue I have. Just say he's 3-9 and be a real one, Andrew Luck. Number one. Number two, what gives the fucking general manager the authority to fire everyone now? So I've done some research, and I'm like, what the fuck's a general manager in college football? Never heard of it before. It's now become a prevalent thing. Ron Rivera was just hired at Cal. It's usually some sort of figurehead of the former university. Ron Rivera coached the current head coach at Cal, and so that's why I saw that fit. Andrew Luck is a Stanford alum, Hall of Famer, college Hall of Famer. So they throw him in there as the general manager who has zero experience, not even coaching Pop Warner, but he puts him right at Stanford where he played at. And then he is the first general manager to fire a coach. So I was like, what is a general manager? Well, the general manager is basically replaced what we used to call, Smitty, the DFO, the director of football operations. That's who used to hand that was the person, a woman or a man, that would hand like the seating arrangements to Smitty and the hotel room ticket, a key to Smitty, and tell Smitty and the players if they got per diem or not, and what hotel room they're going to be in, and what time shit was at. That was that guy or girl.
Chick-fil-A sandwich.
I never knew that guy could now fire the head football coach. But that used to be the director of football operations. Now it's called the football general manager, whatever the fuck that is. This guy right here is a woke, fucking liberal, fucking spineless jellyfish who lied about his real injuries in the NFL, who got paid $25 million for being a fucking coward, quitting on his team in the fucking late months of August before the season started, giving Irsay no quarterback, giving their team and roster a complete rehaul. And this is the guy who you fucking hired to fire a coach because he yelled at a fucking staffer who happened to be in the office, who happened to be female, who shouldn't even be around the fucking men anyway? Shame on you, you spineless fucking jellyfish. Why don't you lie some more about your fucking skiing incident, who you came out and admitted that's what really got you hurt. And then now all of a sudden you're okay by taking the money that you got paid, though, motherfucker. And now you want to fire a dude who, by the way, everybody raves about. You can go talk to women, men, you name it. So we clearly know this is a fucking witch hunt because you're spineless and you don't have the gall or the balls to say, hey, Troy, you just went 3-9 2 years in a row. That's why I want to fire you. Instead, like most liberal bitch-ass motherfuckers do, they want to blackball you so you don't get another job. They want to cancel you because that's what cancel culture fucking vultures do. By the way, this guy now will blackball this man so he can't get another job because he's going to use the narrative that he was mean to women. When in fact, all you really had to say was he went 3-9 2 years in a row, and that's why we're moving on. Real simple and cut and clear. That's all you had to fucking do. But shame on you and shame on the president of Stanford and everybody else involved for allowing this man to get thrown to the wolves and under the bus in the manner that he is being thrown. Because you're making up complete false allegations about a man being attacked in attack mode versus women. Shame on us for allowing this shit. And shame on Stanford, who apparently is one of the greatest academic institutions in America. Shame on you for allowing this to happen to a good man, good coach, and a dude who just wants to help kids and get better and be a mentor to folks. And that's what you've now eliminated in college football. That's what you're trying to eliminate going forward with this shit like this. And it's a fucking mockery. It's a shame. And I don't know what's happened to men in football. I don't know what's happened to our own men's spaces. But this right here is a joke. And maybe one day, Smitty, you'll see that they'll try to infiltrate us more and more and more. And there'll be no men coaching men. There'll be women coaching men. And you'll be looking back at it like, holy shit, JB was right 10 years ago. But what do I know, Smitty? I'm fucking sick to my stomach right now about this man losing his job in this way. Lose your job, fired. I don't give a fuck. We've all been fired at this profession. Don't lie about it and blame a woman for coming forward saying that he was too mean and vulgar And now you know fucking damn well, Smitty, in the corporate world, he ain't going to get another job now because of that. Not because of the 3-9. It's because of the allegations that's totally fucking skewed up. And that's the problem I have today.
Man, that was a strong rant, man. Powerful rant. Definitely respect. You know, I don't agree with everything you said, but I respect what you said and why you said it. For me, and we talked about this the other day, the reason why this is tough for me is because I still to this day, unless they put it out and correct me if I'm wrong, I still don't know exactly what those alleged comments were. Because to me, that matters. If it's just as simple as him raising his voice and the ladies being uncomfortable, I'm with you 100%.
Well, that's it. That is what it is.
If that's literally that's all it was. But for it to be this big of a deal, and for them to have multiple people go out and comment and put the story out and do this and then a third, I understand your anger towards Andrew Luck, but from an optic standpoint, being the GM, apparently the leader of this football team, and knowing the brand of Stanford, optically, it doesn't look good if you keep him as the head coach when you've had all these complaints, specifically and especially when it's coming from women. Because let's be real, we know the climate that we're in today. So when multiple women are coming out and saying that you're being disrespectful or harmful or in any assault, any sort of way. And of course, he didn't do that. He didn't assault. I want to make that clear. I'm just saying anything underneath that umbrella, then there's going to be consequences and repercussions. So I just wish that, now that he's gone, maybe he'll, I don't know. I say maybe he'll speak up, but at the same time, he's probably trying to find another job. So short term, he probably won't say anything. But I just wish that we could find out the specifics of what was said, to where I can give a clear answer on what I think. If he didn't say anything that crazy, he shouldn't be fired because of that. Be fired because you're right. He went 3-9 last 2 years. That's not acceptable. I know it's your boy, but if you go 3-9 2 years at Stanford, yeah, it probably makes sense to get up out of there for that reason. But to your point, getting fired for this, it's gonna be a wrap. Hey, there's no other team's gonna hire him. He's gonna be blackballed, and he's gonna have to figure out probably a new career. And it sounds crazy. Maybe some people in the chat like we're overblowing it, but nah, that's the fact. That's the fact. No team, no school's going to want to touch him because of this and the optics that it brings. So it's unfortunate, and I just hope that we get some more information though, which I don't know if it's going to come out. But
I'm tired of unfortunate, and I'm tired of you saying nothing. That's what you just did right now. You didn't say anything. So here's the thing. You said a lot of shit that didn't say anything. Here's the issue I have.
The problem is because I don't want to give a strong case and say he shouldn't be fired when I don't know what he said.
But you're leaning on the other side, though. That's the problem.
I'm giving you
that's the mainstream issue.
If he disrespected them in a way that's inappropriate, then yes, optically as the GM, you have to let him go.
Here's one flaw.
He did not, and all he did was raise his voice, then no, he should still be there. That's
the flaw I have with you.
But we don't know. You're leaning to the side that he did not disrespect, because that's your homeboy. I get it, that's your friend.
Yeah. Well, I know he didn't.
My friend too. I get it.
He was just coaching. That's the problem that's the problem you're dismissing. He was just coaching.
You know that for a fact?
Yeah, he was just coaching like normal, right? Raising his voice at coaches and yelling and getting after. And that's how we coach. That's why we play football, right?
Yeah. If that's the truth, yes, you're correct. Yeah.
And that's how you've heard many coaches yell at other coaches, right? You've heard that, right?
Yep.
And then there's a woman coach, because that's what they made him hire. And then she's now in her feelings because she got yelled at. And then they came forward and said, there's vulgarity in the office and there's no place for this. Well, actually, that is the place for it. That is the place for it. And there's a reason why Shaun was fired at Stanford also, by the way, for losing a lot of games. Yeah. So maybe this guy needs to change something. See, when it was quiet and nice and nobody cussed, they lost at Independence. When I came in and I cussed and I was a mean guy and all this, we won it all. I don't know if people realize that, how football kind of works sometimes. Shock treatment it's called. But here's
they lost with this guy regardless of if he was yelling or not. So not only they lost,
he just started. Here's the issue I have with your take though. The take is he has to stay quiet. That specifically came out of your mouth. He has to stay quiet because he's going to try to get another job. See, there's another good friend of mine who I'll try to get on the show. He's now coaching in the XFL, UFL, whatever they call it now. Nick Rolovich, who was the head coach at Washington State, because he said, I'm not going to take the shot. Mm-hmm. And the University of Washington State said, oh, well, we're going to fire you then. And he has a lawsuit still pending and all this stuff.
Yep.
But he had to stay quiet, Smitty. And see what happened? How'd that work out? See, when we stay quiet, nothing ever changes. We just get canceled. And then we get thrown to the wolves. And then the narrative out there is that JB said anti-Semitic terms against Hitler. And JB had 8 felonies because he had to stay quiet. Well, nah, JB's not going to stay quiet. I'm not going to take a plea when I know I didn't fucking do shit. Right. And I'm going to go say, eat a big old fucking dick. That's how I am, right?
Right.
Rolovich was the same way. Nick and I are good friends. Nick and I are both JUCO guys. Both trip to Hawaii together. He ended up playing there. Great dude. I'm glad he's back coaching. But he had to stay quiet because that's what lawyers tell you to do.
Exactly.
Stay quiet when it comes to criminal alleged issues or professional alleged issues that happen in the workplace, workspace. So now he can't go and try to defend his name and honor and character. He has to stay quiet, and then everyone bashes him. And then guess what happens over time, Smitty? They forget you. JB's been forgotten in the coaching world. Nick Rolovich was forgotten for 4 years. He still can't get a coaching job in college if you haven't noticed. So how do you go from being a head coach at Washington? I mean, how do you go from being a head coach at Hawaii and OC in Nevada and then head coach at Wazoo, and then now all of a sudden you're forgotten? No one knows you at all? Like in the profession? You telling me that's not just, oh, Sark, you want to hire Nick Rolovich? Can't do that. You just hear that coming down from admin. That's how it works, man. You just hear it come from the president and AD. And then they'll let you hang yourself. That's how cold these fuckers are. They'll let you hang yourself. Well, Sark, if you want to hire him, tread lightly. And then motherfucker just walk out. And so now you're like, well, fuck it. So I got to win it all then is what he's saying to me. I got to win the whole fucking thing if I hire this dude, because if I lose one game and hire him, I'm fired. That's what I just heard. That's what I just heard. So this shit is unbelievable. You stay quiet because you want to get another job. And then at the end of the day, 3-4 years goes by, Smitty, and you stayed quiet. And now your character's assassinated while you stayed quiet and you still didn't get a job. Fuck that. I ain't bending over for nobody, homie. This is why this fucking world is fucked up right now. And it's all over a female who you come on this show and say, shame on those females who falsely accuse men, especially inner city men, college dorm rooms and other places for essays and R words and all these things.
Some of the worst things you can do to lie.
So what's the difference here, homie, when they accuse
I don't know the information if there's lying. That's the thing.
I'm saying, though, you don't have it in that case either, Smitty.
I respect that. But
Smitty, you don't have it in that case either.
What the man was saying. It's not just one woman. If it was one woman, it's multiple women. It's not just coaches. It's women in the what you call it office. It's like multiple. So it's like, okay, maybe
multiple women accuse Ray Buford at Minnesota.
I hear you. And
multiple women accuse Dior Johnson at Minnesota.
I'm with you.
JB had to take.
We don't know.
Guess what? I had to take them. You know what happened after that? Mina Kimes, Sarah Spain, fucking Taylor Rooks, all attacked me for helping black kids, by the way. The white boy from Compton helping black kids who were falsely accused by females, homie.
I know the story.
Females, homie. And then we're sitting here talking about multiplicity. Guess what? Multiple women accused them falsely. And nobody came forward, homie. And now we have females, multiple ones, accusing a coach in a workspace around men falsely. And now we're saying, be quiet. Stop. Don't say nothing. Now, fuck that, homie. These kids got fucked, by the way.
If we can prove that they're lying, then they should be fired and removed from coaching or working in the profession.
Can you just tell G Wizzy to shut the fuck up? Can you tell your homies G Wizzy to shut the fuck up? Tell him he's wrong.
I'm not sure.
Just say he's wrong, Smitty. Just say he's wrong. You're wrong, because you know better. Say he's wrong and shut the fuck up. That's all you need to tell him.
I'm not even touching that. But my point is, you're defending them harder than any of his assistant coaches are. Why none of assistant coaches stepping out and saying nothing? Because they're in the rooms. They know. They would know directly if he's disrespected or not. Like, all I'm saying is this.
What do you mean in that defense? What do you mean? What do you mean?
I'm saying, well, let me ask you a question. Are any of his coaches on that Stanford staff, has any of them came out and defended him? Is what I'm asking.
Can't talk about anything and why there's an investigation. So right now he's just been fired. So now what will happen? All his assistants will get fired, and then guess what?
Then
they're gonna do the Smitty role. They're gonna have to do what you just said.
What? Be quiet.
I can't talk if I want a new job, homie. What? Especially a young brother. Let's be real. Darnell Smith's coaching D-line at, let's say, 28, 29, 30 years old was a GA.
Yeah.
By the way, Troy Taylor gave him an opportunity.
Right.
Brought him from Sac State, because I know 3 coaches on the staff that are young black kids that were younger that were at Sac State with him, and one was at Utah. They come now over to the big dog, Stanford. Who the fuck's going to hire these 3 young brothers that nobody knows yet in the profession if they come out defending their mentor, Troy Taylor, and saying, man, Troy hasn't done anything wrong? What administrative staff is going to allow that young brother to get hired, homie? Come on, man. This is bigger shit, dog.
It's just a sticky situation, though, because
it ain't really, though.
It is, though, because listen, if you're right, let's assume you're right, and Troy didn't say nothing actually wrong, right? And you're just overblowing this. This is like he's getting his career ruined. The staff is getting fired. Like, this is a huge causations of these accusations that if he did not do it, this is crazy. Like, this is horrible. Like, what they're doing. Like, this should be something that if it's able to get proved again, those ladies' careers should be ruined the same way if they're lying. But in the event that Troy Taylor has been saying some wild stuff to these ladies, there has to be also consequences to that. All I'm saying is, JB, is at least open your mind up to the possibility that a coach could not be like JB and could potentially be saying stuff that they shouldn't be saying. That's all I'm saying. Troy well, so maybe for you it's like, nah, that's the homie. I know how he get down. He wouldn't do that. Cool, I respect that. I don't know Troy from Adam. I don't know him at all. So I'm speaking from a neutral standpoint of having no idea who Troy Taylor is or how he coaches or how he would get down. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But you just
I don't want my name out there defending somebody so heavily, though I don't know. And then a few weeks come out and then real information comes out and we're like, oh shoot.
You notice how we do this?
I can't do that.
You notice how you did that though? You notice how you falsely accused this man just now. You didn't defend him. You accused him.
I don't know how I did it.
Well, if you rewind it, that's what you just said. You just said, you just said if he went personally and attacked these women, then you gotta also talk about that, JB. I know that's your boy. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. What was the first if though that I said before that? You didn't hear the first if saying that if they're lying, they should be. You didn't hear that whole thing I said before that?
I did, but that's not what you're pushing. You're pushing a fact that he went and personally attacked these women. Like if he went personally over to their house, like this is a fucking workspace in a football office. This is a football locker room environment, football coaches facilities. Like, why are we even accusing anything of being personal here? Like, this is the problem with these soft motherfuckers out here. They want to make everything personal, homie. This ain't personal. It's business. When did it become personal? When you put women in spaces of men that can't handle the vulgarity that goes along with it. That's why they don't go to the same bathrooms, homie, and hold a motherfucker's dick from pissing. That's why they sit down and wipe. There's a fucking huge difference, homie. That's the problem. But we don't want to talk about that. We want to automatically go on the side and the caution of error as if he did something in a manner to attack this woman personally, which were your words, which is not personal at all. This is a office space environment that's teaching boys to be men, and now we want to make it into a feel-good story because females are now around. But that's the problem we're forgetting. The whole issue is we're dismissing the fact that there's women involved in a men's space. And now we have to walk on eggshells and do everything accordingly to cancel culture vultureism because we're worried about saying something that we can't even say anymore in the locker room environment. We can't talk about pussy no more. We can't talk about the titty bar. We can't just fucking shoot the shit being guys doing guy things. But women can go have girls' day every fucking day. They could have women's month every fucking month. And I ain't heard of a man's fucking month. I ain't had a man day. I ain't heard of fucking none of that shit. But we got to walk on eggshells. We got to fucking pave the way. But the women just skate by and can get you fired and divorce you and take your bread. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm so fucking tired of these women.
You get deep with it now.
These fucking women in this men's space shit, homie. I'll be the last one to stand on the hill, and I'll stand alone. I give a fuck. Fuck these women in men's spaces. Let's take a break, man. I got to come back. I get coffee and re-up because we got Lonnie Johnson, Shaun King, and the Dodgers play-by-play analyst. Another loaded Wednesday on Workbook Wednesday. We'll be back in 5. Entered the portal, everyone. Shaka Khan, or whatever the fuck his name is. This motherfucker entered the portal. The combination of DJ Khaled and fucking Drake. That's who this fucking guy is. He enters the portal, and he's going to follow the coach. Can we just say a joke is a joke, and the gig is up? Let's just call it what it is. The gig is up, dog. Let's just say it's a joke. We've been fucking with you guys. Hey, guys, we've been fucking around with you. We just tried it out for a few years. We're fucking with you. This guy getting $100K. This cat's getting $100,000, homie, to go follow his coach. Look at this fucking wobble body. Looks like a fucking fat bumblebee walking around pocketing $100K to fucking do what? Wear fucking radio out? Does anyone understand the mockery of this? Seriously, thank you, Alan. Alan in the chat. Thank you for saying exactly what I was about to say. Thank you. Thank you for saying exactly what I was going to say. This is an absolute fucking slap in the face of anybody who works at going to school to get a fucking education and a degree. And all the workers that work there. Do you think the fucking janitor at McChesney State makes $100 large? But Amir Khalid Kalalala can hang a fucking radio around his neck and make $100K NIL money? Are you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? This is an absolute mockery. And you think this is NIL? This is what NIL was made for. Now, can we all agree that this is a mockery? This kid earned an NIL bag? Seriously. And we got, by the way, let's go down the list here at McChesney State. Do you think players 8, 9, 10, 11 are getting $100K NIL bag? From the 6th roster spot on, do you think they're even close? I would argue that the top 5 aren't even all getting $100,000. Do you think 6 through 12 is getting $100K that sit on the roster, sit on that bench to play for that team? And then I got to go over here and look at Amir wearing a fucking radio around his neck, and he gets $100K, and then he gets to go with this coach and follow him and get another bag? They are employees. They are now grown, and now stop saying they're 17. I love how you both use, they're just kids, JB. And then when they get cussed out, I'm a grown-ass man. Don't talk to me like that. I love how you motherfuckers say that shit. I love how you motherfuckers actually say that shit. I want to be honest with you guys. The audacity of people out here in the world. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to stay mostly on social media, but I'm going to even say some of you in the chat and the people out here who think this way. The audacity of a lot of you out here who blame me for reacting the way I do to half of you and half of everybody on social media. The audacity of all you out there who blame me how I react. What do you mean the audacity of who they blame? You motherfuckers have the gall and the audacity blows my fucking mind on some of you out here. And a lot of you motherfuckers will talk shit to me about my reaction to your post, to your comments. The audacity of you talking about me, and then you're quick to cancel a motherfucker and say, did you see JB's comment about that made-up human?
What's going on? What's going on?
And I want to be clear real quick because I see some comment that I got text message. Let me be clear. The coach, Troy Taylor, did go 3-9 twice in a row. And I never avoided saying that. And I never not mentioned it. But I said, make that the reason. That's all I said. Make the 3-9 record be the reason for the dismissal. Don't fucking bring up all this other gray area shit. So I just want to be clear. I know you're wrong, G Wizzy. That's why you need to shut the fuck up. I already know you're wrong. Because you're a fuck boy. And fuck boys go out here and already say I was cap when you don't even fucking know yet. You should fucking be embarrassed right now and go get your mama's titty out your motherfucking mouth before you talk to grown-ups, homeboy. I know the fuck I'm talking about, motherfucker. I went at the bitch. I know what the fuck it is. I know where she was, motherfucker. You don't know. But I'm cap. Like you know for a fact. Motherfucker, you don't know shit. Anyway.
Shout out to my boy G Wizzy, man. Keep commenting, keep throwing out your opinions on the show. We appreciate that, man. You're a member, long-time member, and we appreciate you, man. Sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you're right. But we all have an opinion, man. So I love it.
That's not an opinion. See, that's why you defend these motherfuckers.
And sometimes when you're wrong, it's smart. It takes a man to admit you're wrong, and he admitted he was wrong. So we're gonna move forward.
That's your problem. That's why you youngsters, the same age cats, are all the fucked up. That's why the world's fucked up because y'all say it's fact, like it really happened, and then come back later and say you right. No, don't say fact then, or don't say cap then, homie. Say it's your opinion. This motherfucker didn't say it's in his opinion.
He didn't say fact either. He immediately came back and he said I was wrong.
Cap. He said
I was wrong in capital letters.
By the way, if I say you're capping, that means you're wrong. Definitively, that means you were wrong. Does it not mean that?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, then. So that motherfucker, now tell that motherfucker he's a liar.
And he came back and said I was wrong.
Tell him he's a fucking liar right now on the show. Tell that motherfucker he's a liar right now and a bitch. Go. Tell him.
Well, I don't cuss no more, so.
It's all, and then see, that's how D Jones does. Another bitch tendency. D Jones will come out now and say JB and his feelings. Because JB's right. Your homeboy is wrong, D Jones. And now I'm the one in my feelings. Get the fuck out of here with that bitch ass fucking tendency shit, homie. That's why y'all motherfuckers tend to bitches. That's why females run your household, homie, not mine. Anyway, Lonnie Johnson, Raider, long corner safety, will be joining us. Moving on amicably. Smitty, you got the rest of the show. Go.
Let's do it, man. High school basketball coach was fired. Another coach was fired, this time after yanking a girl's ponytail following their loss in the New York Class D state championship game. The Northville Central School District says they fired the coach, Jim Zulo, before the incident. According to Zulo, senior Haley Monroe directed an explicit toward him, which led to the incident. See the video right here. Yanking the ponytail. I'm going to go first. It says 1,000% wrong. You are a grown man. You are the leader. You are the coach. There is no reason, no shape, no form do you go to a high school player and you yank them from their hair, especially a woman. You shouldn't do it either way. Man, or if it was a man with some dreads, you don't do that. Especially with a woman. Whoever that little girl's father is, if he was in the stands, I don't know how on God's green earth he did not run down on bleachers and put hands on this man. If that's my little sister, if that's my daughter, it's a wrap. Immediately. It's a wrap. You're the adult in the room. Even if, let's say she flicked him off. I'm not saying don't give her no discipline. I'm not saying that. Send her to the locker room, whatever the case may be. Go yell at her, whatever. Yanking her from her ponytail in the middle of the game in front of all her family or friends and in the court is ridiculous. There's no excuse for it. There's nothing anybody can say on this show that can tell me to make me feel differently about this. Absolutely wrong. He should have been fired. That was the right move. That's where I stand on.
Ain't nobody what?
TC said it's the end of the game, Smitty. Oh, my fault. Never mind. Then he can pull it. It's the end of the game.
but you're not. But people don't say dumb shit though, right?
Man,
is that his opinion, Smitty? Is his opinion get a pass?
Oh, what's up about blurry?
Why'd you say nobody on this show could change my opinion? Specifically, you said that.
This is the show that I'm on, so I'm just letting y'all know that regardless of whose opinion or
like
facts on this topic,
you blurry as fuck. I don't even know what you are.
I'll fix it here in a second, but I'm just saying that nobody's opinion on this topic will change.
You got white face.
My stance.
You white face right now. Is that a thing? Is white face a thing? So
No,
white face is a thing, I guess.
I never heard of white face.
I see the white wall behind you and it's overshadowing you.
No, black is the dominant color.
So is white.
So what's your opinion on this, Jason?
I want to talk to my co-host, not a fucking white face.
There you go. I fixed it.
I don't know. Everyone's waiting to act like I'm going to really defend this guy. Come on. Stop the fucking cap. Stop the cap, G-Wizzy. Stop the cap. Anyway, that's crazy to me. I never seen nothing like it. A woman would be one thing. I would actually not really give a fuck. Women coaching women doing that. Even though we still shouldn't, and we talk about it on the show because we've softened everything so much. Where
I ain't do that. Like you shouldn't pull no grown man by his dreads. I would call you out if I saw you do that.
But I'm saying, but back in the day, men would at least be able to grab a face mask or a pad or
face mask. Yeah.
Nowadays, though, we're seeing that being bitched out too. So that's my point. Overall, I'm saying we've made it so soft that where this is so prevalent right now, it's so in your face right now. I don't know. Be honest, I don't know if 20 years ago this would even be a big deal. It would be to you and I. I don't know if it would be, is what I'm saying, though, like as much as it is right now.
In the grand scheme, I know what you mean. It wouldn't be the same level. Nah, it wouldn't be.
Nah, but that's crazy for this old dude.
That's insane.
Yeah, like the only thing I could even think of that he's either A, related to them, which is crazy either, but still, you know what I'm saying? Like, is he the uncle or daddy's brother to them? Or is he somebody? And then he's old as fuck. And these girls are very young looking. I'm thinking they're freshmen, sophomores. I don't know.
16. Gotta be.
But it's crazy. Yeah, I would have been down on the court. You know how I am about men touching women. Yeah. Even though it's in a sporting event, there's no fucking place like that. There's no way. You grab my daughter's hair, regardless of my relationship with her. You're done, homie. That's just that's just crazy to me. There's no defending that right there. Like there's certain things that just JB even can't defend.
Like JB can't even find an angle right now. He like,
I was gonna troll everybody, but then I was like, I don't want to fuck up
I don't want
Paris.
to play around with it, yeah. Because they'll cut the clip in 5 seconds and then make it swing. You gotta be careful on shows like this, like nowadays with social media. That's why people say I'm on the fence. Call it what you want. Some topics you got to be careful because they'll cut a 7-second moment of something you said, and it's not even.
That'd have been on TMZ, and if I'd have said it,
I would have messed the whole thing.
Yeah, dog, you don't touch a woman like that. Period. Especially an old ass man who's around you. First of all, shame on the administration.
Yeah,
I'm an old head on the clouds or on the porch yelling at the clouds, and we've had Frank Martin on and Bobby Crimmins and all these legends in the last couple weeks, and the Sweet 16's riddled with 60-plus-year-old coaches who are out coaching the fuck out of these young cats. But at the same time, you hired an 81-year-old. That's the research I found. He's 81 years old around 14, 15-year-olds. What world does that exist where that's ever going to be good? I don't know. I could see 81 coaching some college men maybe at the end of the day or something.
Yeah.
But high school girls and you're an 81-year-old man coaching young girls, I would have a problem with the hire at number one. So I got to ask the administration, why the fuck did you hire this motherfucker? And is there something even deeper involved here? And then they fired him, obviously, because of the optics of social media. This thing went viral. You know, it was I agree with D. Jones. This is a weirdo shit. And I think it's weirdo shit all across the board. Like, it ain't just the pull of the hair of the girl. It's the fact that this guy was even out there with these girls is the first part that we don't even want to
Maybe he's a coaching legend. Maybe he was a guy who won a couple state championships back in the days, retired, wanted to come back, and, and they wanted to, bring him back.
I'm being honest, and I'm not trying to be a troll here. I could see 20, 30 years ago, this wouldn't even probably be a big deal. Just because society was totally different. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah, social media too. So
I'm not saying it was right, or I'm not saying it was, it should have still happened. My daddy's 30 years ago would have still beat the fuck out of that dude for pulling his daughter's hair or even pushing his son, probably. Not pushing his son in football, but like an incident like this when you're a little kid, when you're a young kid.
Yeah.
Like these aren't college.
They're like 15, 16. Yeah. Babies. But I guess I was right. Coach Davis in the chat said he actually was I guess a legend. He won a few state championships back in the day. So, and this game was a championship game, I think. So, probably was a good season. Maybe he's a good basketball coach. X's and O's. But he went too far right there. So, yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah, that's a wild shit right there. I'm going to be honest. That's some wild shit. And it's crazy. We got all these female things out there, and there's a lot of female incidences going on. Bailey, can you check your IG? I sent you that one broad that fucked everybody with a screen mask on. I don't know if you heard about that.
That happened in Indiana. That was a teacher from, I want to say Martinsville, which is like close to Bloomington, IU. And I think she had a few of her students. She had like a little fantasy of them putting a screen mask on and flipping her, like game banging her basically.
No. That's right? Not at all. That's not exactly.
Oh, no. I read it wrong.
Yeah, I don't know where you got that from. Why she arrested?
I must have read the headline wrong. Talk to me.
No, you're right, but why she arrested then? If you just told me they flipped her and did it, you just told me that was what the boys did, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's why she another picture of her. That's her with the blue tie.
Yeah. Why she arrested though? If the boys did
the age difference.
So I'm saying no. So here's what I read that sticks out to me real quick.
It's called statutory R. Is what it called.
Yeah, I don't know what era we're in. I really don't. Smitty and I went in on this last week with the other one scenario that the other kid. There was another kid scenario that the boy apparently, remember the girl teacher, a little bad looking one too. Female teacher. Got arrested for the same scenario. Here's what I read to me. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this specifically for you so you can understand. I want to make sure I read the right article to you specifically because it's what I read really sticks out to me. What is her name again?
The older one or this one right here?
This broad. All I look up at, I look it up as Scream Gangbang. Scream Gangbang teacher is what I look at.
It's so unique. It'll pop up first thing. Why you looking that up? It looks like she got some fake headlights on her too.
Yeah, it's on Pornhub too now.
Oh, there's an actual video of it? Are you serious?
Nah, but that's what I guess.
You know what's crazy? Before you go in, because I've seen so many stories this past year of teachers sleeping with their high school kids. And listen, we know it's been going on forever, but it feels like it's at a higher clip right now. And I don't know if these teachers were like not attractive when they were in high school and wasn't able to like be like the prom queen, all that stuff. It feels like these teachers are now trying to relive their high school days and sleep with the guys who they wish they could have slept with when they were in high school. Like, that's my take on it. It's a weird fantasy.
Yeah, here's the thing right here. I'm calling bullshit. The new allegations come in after Indiana educator was charged with SA, a 15-year-old boy, and sending explicit messages, pictures, and videos to other kids at the high school in Martinsville. Now, 5 more allegations have come forward because one person got him on, and it's a fucking whole one and one jumping in. Here is what sticks out to me, though. Apparently, this broad showered her son in expensive football gifts and tried to message him repeatedly on Snapchat until the boy's mom told him to block her. So that's how this whole thing kind of got put out into to the world.
Okay.
But it was already happening, I guess. Here's what the problem that sticks out to me is.
Yeah, some weird stuff. Okay.
The problem that sticks out in the verbiage that I see and read is that the educator is being charged with laying down multiple boys and aggressively R-wording them.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got a fundamental problem with it, man. I got a fundamental problem with that.
I'm not sure what she was doing exactly.
I got a fundamental problem with aggressively laying down a 16-year-old boy and aggressively R-wording them. Now, I'm confused, Smitty. I get the scream mask. So I got the mask. I got the scream mask on. I get that, right? I got the scream mask on, and I'm like, lay your motherfucking ass down, little boy. Give me that dick. I'm going to fuck the shit out of you, little boy. Now spread eagle. Give me them nuts. Show me that ball sack. Pin it back, motherfucker. You little bitch-ass little boy. I'm fucking from Scream. Hold on, homie. Hold on, what? Hold on, what? Hold on, homie. You aggressively laid me down and did what? Smitty, real shit, homie. We got to stop with this bullshit, homie. You're telling me that this broad grabbed this motherfucker and the scream mask is the reason why? Is it the scream mask, homie? Or is it the fact that she laid these motherfuckers down? This is how I'm reading it, Smitty. No, I'm not lying to you, homie. Johnny, lay the fuck down right there. Smitty, lay your motherfucking ass right here in the middle. JB, lay your motherfucking ass at a 45-degree angle right here next to Smitty. Baby, lay your motherfucking punk ass down right here. Matt, lay your big ass right over here. Now. Let's get to fucking. I'm going to fuck the shit out of each one of you motherfuckers. There ain't nothing you could do about it. There ain't one thing boys can do about it, homie. Guess what we're doing, Smitty? Yes, ma'am. Yes, teacher. Scream me. Scream the fuck out of me. Yeah, like Smitty and I are like looking at each other like, hell yeah, motherfucker. Like, these motherfuckers acting like, oh no, teacher, don't fuck me. This motherfucker's first piece of pussy. You think they're running away? That's evident. Number one problem. Number two problem is, homie.
Oh, all that was number one. All that was number one.
Yeah, that was number one, homie. Number two problem is, homie, Does this scream mask wearing bitch have a dick that I don't know about? How is she the aggressor?
She could have put on the strap on.
So the strap, true. She got a strap on with a 10-inch plastic dildo and a scream mask on makes her what?
I also say this though, Jason. We were athletes at 16. So you were 6'2". You probably was what, 205. Exactly. I was 240, 6 foot.
Football guy.
Not every 16-year-old was like that. It might be some regular six, like some.
These are football guys.
Are they football?
Yeah.
Never mind.
How did they get to the motherfucking house?
She told them it was a tutor situation.
We're not really investigating this properly, homie. How did they get to the motherfucking house?
She told them it was after school tutor situation. They want to work on some extracurricular for.
So us for you, Bailey, Matt, and I, we just left practice, sweaty nuts, and we go and we got tutoring session with Scream. So we're going on over there, and then we gotta act scared. We gotta act scared. Let your motherfucking head out. And homie, we gotta stop with the bullshit. Now, this G-Wizzy is when you call cap. We gotta stop with the cap, homie. This is getting old. It's gotten to be It's starting to become too much bullshit, homie. Those boys had the time of their motherfucking life. Contrary to your belief, they got their shit wet, dapped each other up, told everybody about it. And then we're now finding out that the mother is mad that their little son got a little piece of pussy. And then she told the husband, who's a bitch made beta male, what the fuck did you know Johnny got fucked by Scream? What do you mean? That's all right. Let him get us a pussy. No, his math teacher fucked the shit out of him. Freddie, are you going to allow this? That's the conversation between the wife and the husband of the boy who got the shit fucked out of him. You get it? See, now it's all coming together. Do you understand what's happening here?
I understand.
Then the dad had to be like, So now the dad lost all his homies at the bar. And the daddy was like, And then everybody at the bar like, you told on your son getting fucked by the English teacher, homie? And then the dad's like a bitch now in his circle of his homies at the bar because he had to go to the principal.
He had to, though. I
know, because the wife runs the shit. The wife runs everything. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? And then that's when the divorce would have happened because I'd have been like, hell nah. Let little Johnny get his dick wet and let Bailey get his little wet. You know what I'm saying? And then the wife's like,
from the mama's perspective, she like, I'm trusting y'all to be the parents when we're not around as the teacher. You are little Johnny's, little Bailey's mom, so to speak, for those couple hours.
Can I say something?
I trusted you. Now you sleep. Jason, yes?
I think it's a hell of a job teaching. I think there's a hell of an education being taught there. Don't you? So we now eliminated PE.
A lot of knowledge.
We eliminated sex education. This is what the Department of Education did, by the way. That's why I'm glad they're abolished. Good shit to Trump. Getting them fucking fake scammers out of there.
I don't like that at all.
So, because you don't know, but I'll do a whole show on that one day.
Trump is doing stuff right now just off emotion.
Yeah, I know more about the Department of Education than probably most people that's in the education. But anyway, we'll talk about that. I'll do a whole show on that. I could do a whole 3 hours. I could do a whole 3 hour, by the way. I could do a whole 3 hour. So here. Okay, so we took PE out, took sex ed out, and you don't think that's a great job teaching? I think it's an innovative way of going around. She's taught driver's education, health education, and sex education in one session. She taught you how to get there, whether it was some sort of transportation, public transportation, or some sort of driving the car. So driver's ed that they've abolished at the Department of Education. She taught that. Health education. They had to they was all getting push up, the little kid pumped up, getting the blood flowing, so they little shit get hard, right? Health education. Then the sex education kicked in, homie. They role played scenario, which is like if you're teaching sex ed, it's like the seventh part of sex is role playing. She went right to role playing, which is not bad. It's a reverse. Sometimes you do lesson plans, homie. You start you take the end and you put it in the beginning, and then you
lesson advanced. Kind of like if you got an advanced, students, you'll kind of see how smart they really are and kind of test them out.
It's called advanced lesson planning.
Yeah, AP courses.
So then one of the kids got a 504 plan, the other kid's IEP, got an individual education plan, the other kid's ADHD. So she had to give him some fucking Narcoset. So then boom, they take her, right? She gets all these things, homie. Advanced lesson planning. They went right to role playing, and Scream was the theme. She fucked the shit out of these little boys. They went home happy as a lark, smile on their face. She's happy. Now, what's the problem? I think a great fucking lesson was taught, and now we're trying to cancel her. Fuck!
Well, the boys was talking too much, obviously. That's the obvious answer. Little boys couldn't wait till they home, and you won't believe what I just did. Don't tell nobody, homie. Miss Johnson from third period, why we went to her house and flipped her. I swear to God, we went to her house and flipped her, and guess what? She put on a Halloween mask. What's that character? No, not Jason. No, not Freddy. Scream. Yeah, she put a Scream mask on, homie. And
by the way,
until our thing it emptied out. What's that called? Yeah, we
now.
That's when too much.
That's when you could have pulled her ponytail. That's legal. That's accepted. Not the girl getting her shit pulled on the basketball court. In the Scream role-playing scenario, get your motherfucker. Just look at that motherfucker. Little girl, sit your little ass down, teacher. You gave me a what grade, man? You gave me a C.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I said this last time, y'all. And again, we know technically speaking, she's wrong for sure. But I'm telling you, from me being a 16, 15-year-old and just knowing how I thought, knowing how all my homies thought, amongst each other as high schoolers, we would always joke about, man.
Hey, D minus, motherfucker, bitch.
They be crazy.
You give me a D, bitch. You give me a D, motherfucker. You gave me a D in this motherfucking class. Smitty, you and I would have loved to be able to role play with the teacher that gave us a fucked up grade because she was the baddest one. The teacher that failed me is the baddest bitch.
Young men, we love that. It was like, oh, you wanna be firm and mad and yell and all that. Now it's my turn to be in position.
Man, call me teacher. Whatever. Call me Mrs. Sampson. You know what I'm saying? Like, Miss Simpson, you give me a D, bitch. Shit, homie, all that shit was lived that day, homie. There's no harm, no foul.
You right, homie. I hear you. Man, it's crazy. Like I said, the homies in the group chat, they always say when this topic pops up, where was this at when I was in high school? Is what the ongoing message is in my group chat. Because as high school, man, there was we all had a couple teachers where we like, man, I would love to try to smack that. I would love to smack that. Here the OG Victor said, the funny thing to me was, Matt, lay your bed down over there with the mask on.
Why Matt had to lay his big ass down though? That's the thing though. Like they act like because dog allegations are she's had multiple kids at one time over there, and she laid them down. And they just took it. Like they got bent over and got, you know what I'm saying? Come on, homie. It just can't happen, homie.
Hey, but seriously, is she really like wearing like a strap on though? Because the more
there's no anal play. There's no anal play with the boys, homie. There's nothing. There's no anal play.
I'm gonna make sure.
There's no anal play, homie. And be honest. Come on, man. Hey, by the way, homie, I'm gonna be real. We'll leave with this. We'll move on. If Smitty's point or assumption or question, let's say question, is actually even accurate, and these poor little boys did get bent over on all fours, baby oil down, and got pegged, then shame on them. They deserve to do it. They need to get it done. That means they're probably going to be beta liberal males that are going to motherfucking paint their motherfucking nails, and they deserve to get their shit took.
I ain't say none of that, y'all. Make sure that's all.
If them boys got ran through by that old lady, if they got ran through by her, they deserve it.
Kids can be manipulated, Jason. Naive.
I call bullshit, and we could talk about this for 5 hours. If 15-year-old boys got manipulated with a dildo and baby oil, then shame on them, motherfucker. There ain't no coming back. We can talk about this for fucking 8 hours. I can keep answering your fucking hypothetical, homie.
Why does the hours keep going longer? It was 3, it was 5.
Because your hypotheticals, I have an answer for every one of them in this conversation. When it comes to a boy getting his little dick wet and the older broad, I got every hypothetical answer. There's just no possible way. Let's just keep it real. There's no possible way, homie. How you think I learned about AE at a young age?
What you mean?
I mean, a bitch lifted my shit bag and showed me how to do
it. A teacher ate you out?
Pause. Ate me out on me. Hold up. I said AE, homie. How you think I learned about AEs at a young age? Because I was taught by an older broad that she was down to lick ass, homie. Motherfucker said ate out.
A teacher ate you up, homie. Miss Johnson ate you up, homie, and you ain't changed ever since.
I mean, I'm be honest. I was 17, and the school had a redhead, big titty, tan. You could tell she worked out and shit, like unbelievable. Italian broad, like 5'11", huge titties. Always had a little cleavage showing, but she was the fucking one of the janitorial broads. She come to find out she lived by me. I was a senior. I was a junior.
Yeah.
She was 35 though. Was it? Well, I guess this scenario is the same. She was 35. Yeah. She was 35. I was 17. I mean, she fucked shit out of me.
Janitor though.
And then every day I saw her at school, we act like we never saw each other and shit. You don't know how much of that goes on, homie. You know, you and I know. You know how many people actually play it right and don't show you their cards at school? You know how many of these motherfuckers are fucking? You know how many teachers and kids are fucking on your high school campus near you?
I mean, I know of a couple things in my school. I'm gonna keep close to the vest, but when I was in high school, I know of a couple, not just dealing with the students. I know some of the higher ups at the school was doing their thing together behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I know a lot, and I know more now that I'm older because I'm still cool with some of the people who still at my high school. So now that I'm grown, they just keep it real with you now. It's like, they doing that.
Yeah, see, people don't want to understand. People don't want to know how the sausage is made, homie. They just want to taste it.
Right.
So
listen, that was my fantasy when I was young, like smashing the teacher. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like when I first started watching that PORN, that'd be the category I type in. Yeah, like when I was young, I was like the first category.
Wait.
Smashing your teacher.
That's what you put in the search bar?
Yeah, type it in, yeah. And it's like a category. I'm just being real with you.
You know, it's funny. I saw some of the most asinine, dumbest thing I've ever seen. This is how dumb some of these motherfuckers are. I got to be honest. Regarding the Troy Taylor thing, somebody came at me and said, coaches have full control on who's on their staff. So, Smitty, Troy Taylor hired some females so he could berate them and get fired. Let's move on.
Shout out to Andrew Luck, man. All right, man. But next topic, Lamar Jackson. My God, the best quarterback in the NFL, soon to be Super Bowl champion, announced that he will be making his acting debut in an upcoming episode of the hit Star series, My God 50 Cent, who's the EP, Power Book 3, Raising Canaan. Right here, man, posted a quick little sneak peek of the picture from the scene. He's playing some, like, I guess, bad guy. He kind of gives a little hint of it in the caption here. You got him, and I'm not cussing, y'all. This is the guy's name, Joey Badass, the rapper. Big time role here. He's a big time actor in the series. He actually kills it. I'm looking forward to seeing this, man. I'm glad that we seeing, Lamar just overall brand grow. and he's leveraging who he is and the success that he's had. And again, before JB goes in on this and has this whole rant as to why this is why Lamar won't win the championship and he's not focused, this is going to be a one to two time situation where 50 Cent always does this with this series. He'll get some big time random star, whether it's a rapper, an athlete. We saw Shiloh Sanders made an appearance on Be On Math. 50 Cent does a great job of using his stardom and star power to leverage and get other people from different avenues and to place them into certain roles. And I do know Lamar Jackson has his own production company as well. So who knows? Maybe big picture, this is what he wants to get to post-career. You know, NFL, you know, isn't something that lasts forever. You know, even at the quarterback position, okay, let's say you have a career like Brady, right? Meaning that you play till 40 and then you retire. 40 is still young, meaning you have a long time to live post-football, and there's a lot more left to do. So maybe it's just something that Lamar wants to get into when he's done, and this is just his way of just kind of, you know, tiptoeing into the movie industry, the TV show business, and figuring out what it is. So shout out to Lamar. I love it.
I don't know anything. I never watched it. I don't know nothing about the show.
It's called Raising Cain.
Yeah, I never watched it. I never heard of it either. I don't watch TV like that. You know that. I don't really watch TV like that.
You watch the Chappelle show.
And 2.5 Men. That's it, really. So I don't really know much about this.
Yeah,
all I would say, you mentioned all the wrong things when you come to me, though. I didn't say anything. I say why they make him look like a gangster, and then I would lean towards this black on black crime.
Well, you don't know the show, so it's kind of hard to. Yeah,
I think it looks bad for an NFL quarterback.
It's based upon so Kanan is so 50 Cent plays Kanan in the original Power series. So I'm sure you've heard of Power. Like you've heard of that at least.
Never heard of it.
You never even heard of Power.
Power, like you have the power?
Well, long story short, Kanan was a big time. He was a drug dealer. Got locked up.
The show's called Kane. Let me get it clear. I'm confused now. You confused me.
It's like the prerequisite. This is showing us how Kanan became Kanan. So this is showing.
Oh, so the show is called the show is actually called Power.
Excuse me.
The show is actually called Power.
The original show was called Power, and then from that success, 50 Cent made like 4 or 5 other shows that stem from that original series. So this is a part of the Power Book series. This particular show is called Raising Kanan, but it's underneath the same umbrella as the Power series, showing us the childhood of Kanan and how he became who he ended up becoming in the original Power.
Gotcha.
There was
Gotcha. No interest at all.
That's a great show. Great show. Even Bailey
no interest at all. No interest at all.
Y'all usually like the same mindset and everything. Bailey likes this. So you might like it. Bailey like it.
Might be a younger thing, maybe. Younger thing.
I knew that. It's an OG thing. This show's based like in the 80s, actually. It's like that's how you see it, the way they're dressed, the color. Like you would like it.
But it's like made, like you can base it on anything because y'all want to be like us. So I get that.
You can probably relate to it the way they're dressed.
Because you realize that's when real gangsters, that's when real motherfuckers existed. So you all want to be like us. So I get you could make a show about that era.
Well, 50 Cent,
y'all want to be me. You all want to be like us. But they didn't make it then.
That your era was
like if it was like Dead Presidents and it came out in the 90s or 80s. Like if it was really the show that was made in that era, then I'd watch it. I would have known about it. But you made it now, and then you try to portray that you were in the 80s. That's why like Snowfall and all these shows try to
Snowfall is a great show.
Yeah, they try to use my homie, my mentor.
Yeah, great show.
Use his name, image, and likeness. That's what y'all do. Y'all want to be like us, homie.
They use his name. They use his name.
I don't like followers.
They use his name. Snowfall was a phenomenal show. One of the best shows in the last 20 years.
I won't watch it.
You're tripping. You're just saying it because you're cool with Rick Ross. Shout out to Rick Ross. But that's an amazing show.
Well, they stole his money. They stole his name, image, and likeness without paying the man.
Well, they didn't use his name in that show at all.
I'm glad John Singleton.
To your point, who they were trying to portray, I get it. But that's a phenomenal show.
I'm glad John Singleton's fucking gone because he fucking did my boy wrong.
Homie, we don't do that. Come on.
Yeah, he did my boy wrong. Fuck him. Nah, fuck all that. He did my boy wrong.
Don't do no John. I don't do that.
You know the worst thing. You know the worst thing.
Stay out of Rick Ross' business. He a grown man.
You know the worst thing. You know the worst thing in the world that can happen to you.
Disrespect somebody who dead, homie, like that.
You know the worst thing that can happen to you.
What?
Motherfucker die who owe you money. Ain't nothing worse.
Well, I don't know the whole situation, but
business.
If you ain't got contract,
ain't nothing worse. Ain't nothing worse than a motherfucker who died who got your money.
If you ain't got contract signed and stuff, that's on you.
Ain't nothing worse.
Don't nobody owe you nothing. If we verbally talked about something and you gave me some inspiration and I ended up making something off that, then you could say morally it's wrong. I'm cool with that. But you don't owe me nothing unless there was some John Hancock to some paper. If it ain't that, then I don't owe you nothing. That's just the facts of the matter. I'm gonna be real with you. But that's a great show. This is a really good show. 50 Cent was a drug dealer, grew up on the East Coast, understands the culture. He's your age, so he's the EP of this. So
who's my age?
Does a very good job of that, and I think you should watch it.
Who's my age?
50.
Is he?
Yeah, 50 Cent around your age.
Yeah, he's my age, 49.
Yeah, I know. So that's my point. Curtis Jackson. So
Aiden, karma coming to me for what? Karma's already came to me. I eat karma every night and spit it out to bitch ass cats like you. Karma is the name of your mama. That's what I at least call her when I'm bending her ass over and my thumb's in her ass and I'm playing with her clit. By the way, tell her to get rid of that clit ring. We call her Karma over here, by the way. Your girl that comes over after your mom is Lil Karma. We just call her Special K. Shit she does is unbelievable.
Shout out to all our brand sponsors, man, who tuning in for the first time, considering if they want to sponsor the show and give us big money. Appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all continue to tune in to the rest of the show as we're going to dive into some other topics, more sports related, and kind of talk about more just, X's and O's and things like that. Disregard the last, hour of some of the stuff we were talking about. We were just playing around.
Why?
Huh? You drinking water? I spit. I thought, that's nasty. I hate watching somebody spit. That's the nastiest thing in the world. That's disgusting. Just nasty.
I spit on AE last night. She's like, spit on me, and I was like, fuck it. All right.
Like in her mouth, or you spit on the you know what I mean?
Like all over. So anyway, we got a loaded lineup, man. We got Shaun King joining us with Lonnie Johnson, new edition Raider. I asked him a few questions, compare him to a lot of guys Pete Carroll likes in the secondary. We're going to talk about that. And then we got the Dodger play-by-play announcer. He used to be the Boston Red Sox announcer. I think it was the Angels. He's been all over the place. Tim Everett is going to join us.
By the way, I got to hop right at 9 today. Like, no BS at all.
No, we don't care, though.
I'm letting you know. I don't like. So if you keep going, that's cool. But when I jump, I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna leave because you see I'm already dressed up.
What's your word? I thought we came up with a skate word.
Nah, that's a different though.
Huh?
That was for like situations where if you're bringing up a topic or something that is kind of crazy, then I say that word to protect myself. This is just me cutting out leaving. This ain't got nothing to do with no word.
Speaking of words, my homeboy made a new raps album.
Really?
Yeah. If you want to take a listen, I'll give you the snippet of it real quick, so we don't get hit with the song. But you can hear the first few bars. Go ahead.
Hanging toward when I'm walking down the street. I'm slamming on myself. I got a dislocated knee.
Pineapple, orange, banana. Oh my God.
What? Can you show the rest, baby? Fuck it. Just play the rest. I'll pill it. I got to hear the rest because my boys showed it. Fuck it. I'll pill it.
I did like fish in my hair when I got a pee. I be like, when I go to sleep. When I walk like that, I be putting out a hole. I like that in my bucket when I'm digging in my nose. I'm retarded, got retarded check. Both my hand handicapped. All I do is bite my ear.
Shout out to Gorgon in the chat. I love it, my homeboy. Album drops September 15th. Make sure you head on over there. Check that shit out. Unbelievable musician. Anyway.
Yeah, that's your actual homie?
Huh?
That's your actual like friend and homie? I'll just make sure.
Shout out to Gorgon, like I said. That album dropped September 15th.
Why Gorgon like specifically? Out of all the fans in the show, why are you shouting out Gorgon specifically?
What's up?
Now, I was curious. You keep saying shout out to Gorgon. Why him? Like, why not Josh Fele? Why not D. Jones? Why not Thomas Franco or Nate? Why is it Gorgon?
Can't believe 50's 49. I thought he was a little younger than me.
No, he's older than you. You know, he's a big time drug dealer. He got a lot of respect on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that you say you was doing on the West Coast.
What do you think about his bars, though? My homeboy's bar. You think he was dropping some? You think he has a future? His album might be tight.
I didn't hear nothing he said, honestly.
Huh?
I didn't really hear nothing he really was talking about.
You didn't hear anything he said?
I mean, like, I heard the music. I didn't really hear any words being formulated. So it's kind of hard to really understand.
Dropped some bar. He talking about everything that's happening right now, like current events.
What did he say?
Just like what, shit.
What did he say?
Like dropping knowledge, homie. Like,
what's
all different communities, all the different communities and shit. Like,
give me one more that he said.
Walking down the street and you can be. I thought he was like that's a bar, homie. I don't know if where you're from. From where I'm from, it's fucking bar, homie. I'm trying to say I don't understand why there's a problem. We can't give credit and pay homage to the fucking Gorgons and them. I don't understand why. I thought we wanted to make America great.
Well, it's time to move on here because I know somebody who's actually great in real life and great on that football field, been making plays for a long time. One of your former players, legend, the one and only Lonnie Johnson's in the building. Let's bring him into the show. What's going on, Lonnie?
What up, bro? What up, man? I'm in
what up
right now working out, bro. What's up?
He working out right now. He grinding right now. I ain't surprised.
Right now, I had to step off real quick, man. In my word, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Lonnie. This Lonnie, a real one. He working out and making time. Smitty love when you come on because Indiana motherfuckers, man. Something about y'all. This motherfucker get excited when another Indiana motherfucker hop on. I'm like, damn, dog. I don't get it.
Man, Smitty locked in, bro. You know that.
That's my guy, man. I be jigging late. You know I'm Naptown Far East Side, man. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Hey, Lonnie, let me ask you. I gotta ask you right away. My bad, Smitty. Go ahead. What'd you say?
No, go. You got it.
Hey, Lonnie. You've been all over the league now. Second round pick, right out of JUCO. Go from wide out to playing corner. All the shit you've gone through, trial, tribulation. Now you got family, kid, raising a family, great daddy. What's the transition been like from traveling from Houston to Tennessee to Carolina to all these places, and now you're in Vegas, where they call it Sin City, playing for a guy like Pete Carroll, who's known to love him, some long secondary players. And I told Alan, shout out to Alan and JUCO Frenzy. I told Alan, I said, don't be shocked if Pete go after Lonnie ass, 6'4" ass, Richard Sherman, Sharice Wright, all these corners and safeties that Pete has had in the past, Legion of Boom. Is that something that he pitched you, or what's the issue? How did Vegas happen?
Man, it was a lot of factors in choosing Vegas. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, like, it was a decision from God, I would say, and that's just me being honest because, like, I prayed on it. I had offers from the 49ers, the Chargers, Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? So it was like what made me choose them was everything I prayed on, it came into fruition. Like the coach that was with me in New Orleans, he's over there in Vegas. You know, obviously Pete Carroll loves bigger DBs and stuff like that. So when he hit me up and told me like he was in Vegas, and then the conversation I had with him and them explaining like how they're gonna use me and give me a shot to play on defense again. You know, them, the DC, you know, all them was just, everything just seemed right. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I got coaches in the Chargers too, but I kind of felt like this was the best decision for me, and I chose like less money to go to Vegas and just wanted to give myself an opportunity to play again.
Hell yeah, love it.
No, I love that for sure, man. And Vegas obviously made a lot of big moves. so far, even before the draft, but Geno's over there now, what I'm saying, bringing on some like big time weapons. I guess, how excited are you just looking forward to the season with, you being in a new city, but also just some of the new additions to the team? It feels like the Raiders are starting to build something special right now.
Nah, they are, bro. Like I just know they got a plan. You know what I'm saying? Like the plan don't seem like it's in a rebuild stage or like we'll win later. Like I feel like it's a win now mentality with everybody in the building. So bringing in guys like myself, Jeremy Chin, Eric Stokes, you know what I'm saying? Like all them guys that can contribute on defense, and then you get Geno Smith on offense to control the offense, and I'm pretty sure they probably not done bringing in guys even post draft. So it's like I think we in that mode right now. It's like we can compete with anybody, So I'm not gonna speak too much on what my plans are with the team, but we're gonna take it a day at a time and just get ready to work.
Hell yeah, you guys got a staple, one of the best in the league, one of the highest paid players now after the new deal. I've had Max on. I know Max pretty well. We smoke cigars together quite often. Good dude, man, on his own journey right now, especially his sobriety and all that he's proud of, especially God and all the things he talks about. He's got a family now. The staple on defense is right there, right? You got one of the best pass rushers in football who's the highest energy, and he's going to now play for a guy. Even though Pete's 73, and I've known for a long time, the energy is going to be unmatched as far as an NFL head coach, even at 73. To your point, though, to your point, Lonnie, there ain't no rebuild because he's 73. He's not 63 or 53. He has to win right now. That's why you went and got veteran QB. He's probably not done at wideout. You got one of the best tight ends in football. Do you think that he is putting that plan in because of his age, or do you think that this is just how he knows how to operate and he goes after winning now?
I think you gotta look at his history, man. Like he's known for winning, and it's with the quarterbacks that he had in his past. It don't matter who he had, man. Like he's known for winning. Back to his USC days, you know what I'm saying? So he's known for. Let's get to it right now. I don't think he got time to waste. Guys in the building don't have time to waste. Like we in a tough division as it is with Kansas City and the Chargers and everybody else that's there. You know what I'm saying? The Broncos,
Denver,
you know what I'm saying? So we're in a tough division as it is. It would make sense to go get Geno. You know what I'm saying? We don't have time to compete with Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert, and then with Bo Nix, how he played last year. You know what I'm saying? We don't have time to just be like, all right, we're going to sit around and wait on somebody to try to lead us to the promised land. No, it's like, let's get to it right now. So you can see that, and I think we are ready for it, honestly.
Can't wait, man.
Hey, Smitty, I got one question. So one of my other former kids, Jack Jones is there, super uber talented kid, ball savvy as it gets. He's always been that way since he was a little kid. Pete Carroll's known him since he was a little kid, having gone, being Long Beach kid, Poly, and all these different things. Hopefully he stays there, and I think you guys will be a hell of a tandem together. Tell him he's a slapdick for me when you see him, but that's a hell of a little back row right there with a cat that kind of owns Patrick Mahomes quiet as kept. Like, people don't want to talk about it. People don't want to talk about it. And then we got a guy now in you who's had very much pretty damn well a lot of success versus a guy named Travis Kelce over there. So I'm trying to figure out, like, there's a reason why Pete does what he does. And
what you saying, JB? What you saying right now?
I'm just saying, dog. There's a reason why. There's a reason why you get 6'4" safeties and corners. There's a reason why you get ball hawking corners. I'm just telling you, you got to be the best. You got to beat the best. So I think you're on your way. I think you're on your way, and I think there's a method to the madness. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Nah, for sure it is, man. Like I think he got a lot of guys that's interchangeable. You know what I'm saying? Like myself that then played corner, then played safety, then played nickel in the league. Then you got Jeremy Chin that play strong, then free, then drop to the nickel. You know, like obviously Jack Jones, like, you know what I'm saying? We got guys that's interchangeable, and all that's our bigger DB. So we're going out there trying to confuse the offense. You know what I'm saying? You don't know where I'm gonna be at. You don't know where Chin's gonna be at. You don't know where Jack gonna be at. So it's just, let's all go out there and just make plays, man. And you got a guy like Max that's full throttle all the time. You don't got no choice but to match that energy. You know what I'm saying? So once we all bring that level up, I feel like we'll be great, man.
No
by
doubt.
the way, JB, if you didn't know, Jeremy Chin, another Indiana product, by the way. So,
For sure.
Yeah, Coach Pete Carroll, he likes his Indiana guys. He might bring me in to be a assistant of some sort. I don't know. So I was letting you know that.
Nah, he for sure got the Indiana in the building. For sure.
Hey, Lonnie, if your agent hit you up and said, "Hey, man, listen, the Bears want you," was it a no-brainer? Because I know that's your team. You grew up there, Gary, Indiana, Chicago. You're right there. I know one of our boys, Tank Johnson, who was a long-time Bear. We got Urlacher, comes on all the time. A good friend of ours, Chicago Bear, but he was a Cowboy fan growing up. He's like, I wanted to play for fucking Cowboys. Are you the same way? Is Chicago Bears being your team? And I heard your presser at the Raiders, like, man, I grew up a Bears fan. I want to be a Bear. Would that have been a great finale to your career, being in Chicago?
Not right now. Not right
All
now.
right.
I always told myself and my family, like, that's where I would want to finish. Like, if I end up playing for the Bears, I would want that to be like my last season.
Last stop.
You know what I'm saying? Because like that'll be the final ride. That's at home. You know what I'm saying? Everybody will be able to come out and see me. You know what I'm saying? So like that would be like a farewell tour to the NFL. Like if I end up playing there. So like I'm trying to hold that off as long as possible. And then obviously like they haven't shown interest in me right now. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the future holds, but like that would be my farewell moment right there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let me ask you this real quick. And I don't know if you've seen this, if you spend any time on social media, but in the last few days, man, Asante Samuel and Prime, they having like a little, I guess, disagreement, I'll say, about the T-step, right? As a point. Obviously, you know well what it is. I don't know. I'm sure it's something that you utilize as well. Deion he's super against it. He didn't use it in his career, and Asante and amongst some others kind of went at him like, you tripping. Like T-step is very beneficial. I made a lot of plays off that.
Sure.
And now I see Asante out here defending himself, showing out his stats, kind of trying to show, hey, my career is comparable to Deion. So that's a whole other conversation. But folks on the T-step, do you agree with like Asante Samuel that the T-step is a great tool to use, or you more so with Deion?
I'm 100% with Asante Samuel.
Okay. He probably got a call.
Oh, did he?
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
My bad.
How you good?
Hey, what? You in the old school? You in the old school right now? What whip you in?
I'm in the 87 Monte Carlo right now, bro. But I'm definitely with Asante Samuel on that one. I can't even lie. The T-step has been good for me. I know a lot of guys that's out here training right now. Like we all T-step. I am familiar with what Deion has said. You know what I'm saying? He even said it at our combine, like that the T-step, when he seen us out there T-stepping, he was saying he hated, which, I mean, everything don't work for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like Deion had a hell of a career. Like he's obviously a GOAT in this game. Asante had a hell of a career. So it's like, what works for you works for you. So I can care less what worked for Deion. Like it might not work for me. So like, if I was to go to Colorado back in the day and he would have tried to coach that and force that on me, I don't think it would have worked. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it works with every young man. And that's probably why a lot of people transfer, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, you cannot force something on a young man. You know what I'm saying? You got to adjust to what works for him if you want him to make plays. So that's just a little bit of my coaching bag. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're doing.
So wait. What you saying, dog? You think the McLean kid bounced because of the T-step?
I mean, I wouldn't say he bounced because of the T-step, but if you look at a lot of stuff that Deion has enforced, which is some of the stuff you would look at it, you would be like, man, come on, like what they got to do with football? Like kids wearing flip-flops to class, or you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You want a kid to present himself as a man, you know what I'm saying? But like me personally, like that's just my personal opinion. I just look at it as like, man, look, I'm going to class. Like, why does it matter what I have on in this classroom? If I go to class, I do the work, I bring back the grades. The flip-flop shouldn't matter. Like I'm here though. You know what I'm saying? Now if I was missing, then you can direct that attention towards me. But that kind of like threw me off about it. But
and you brought that up because that's something we did obviously in JUCO. JUCO, I think, is one thing. I don't know if I could do that. I would never try to implement that at a 4-year level. There's just no way. The flip flop thing, the 4-year level to me is it's way beyond JUCO. JUCO is something you got to teach. Like it's like jail. You know how it is.
Especially now, the kids are making more than NFL players and the coaches. Like, how you gonna tell this man to wear flip-flops? I mean, he can't wear flip-flops to class when he making more than majority of the staff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's different. It's different eras nowadays. So I don't know. Like, you just gotta, like I said, Deion's a GOAT, bro. Like, that would be the only reason you probably would listen to him. But far as the T-step and the way he backpedal and step, like, I don't know, you can't enforce that on everybody. So
what are the benefits? I'm sorry, real quick, just so our fans can know, and even myself, I play D tackle, so I don't know all the corner stuff. What are like the benefits you see from the T-step? Like how does that help?
I feel like you get a greater drive and break and no wasted movement. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, I think with the step that Deion talking about, I feel like you can waste movement in that step kind of because like you're taking more steps under yourself to get out of the break, and it's more of a risk, I would feel like too, because only certain people can do that where they not wasting any movement and they getting right up out of it. With the T-step, it's more just a plant and I'm gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm actually building up power with my T-step. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting out of it faster. Whether if I bicycle, we call it bicycle pedal or bicycle step. It's like a bicycle. You rolling and you running right up under yourself. Like so that's why I feel like. But like I said, shorter guys have been able to do it. I'm a taller DB. I can't do that. I don't know how tall Ashantae Samuel is, but shit, he T-step
a
too.
good career.
You know what I'm saying? Like he got plenty of picks. I'm not saying I'm the best guy out here at it, but it works for me, and I'm gonna do what works for me, not what works for
Lonnie, I put Deion in a whole nother world. Like I put him and Bo Jackson and a couple other guys that are just anomalies. Kobe and Jordan, and there's like these guys that are like dog. The T-step, the fundamental shit is out the door. Like these motherfuckers are different cats, different creatures. You're a different creature at 6'4" who can jump out the gym, ball skills, could have played wide out, moved to DB. People don't understand how hard it is. Sometimes you just got to see ball, hit ball, and play ball. Like there's a lot of Deion wasn't no technical fucking technician,
but his
at
instincts and everything was crazy.
Instincts, ball skill, So
that's why I felt like it worked for him because he got instincts like out of this world to where he can use that to jump some stuff. Whether like if my instincts not like Deion's, I have to focus on more technique-wise more than he would have because the speed and everything he can make up in a lot of areas that I probably couldn't.
Yeah, no doubt. I know we had fun, man, fucking with Honey Badger. I know Honey Badger was talking to me on the phone one day and saw you at practice, and Smitty don't know this. He was like, I said, tell Lonnie the slapdick, what Honey Badger mean to you in New Orleans with your time there with him, being an older veteran cat? How fun was it with him? Every day, being a guy like him, pretty much legendary now from college to LSU to now in the NFL, going on what? Shit, I don't know what year he's going. You're going on what, 6?
I'm going on 7. I think he's going
7.
on 12, if I'm not mistaken, 12 or 13. One of them.
12. What'd you get from him?
Man, so honestly, like I think he helped me build my IQ up with the game more. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that he see is the stuff we talk about with Deion. His instincts is out of this world. Yeah, it don't matter if my technique could have been better than his or whatever. His instincts is out of this world. I seen him jump a play from a tight end that he didn't even move. Like, he was just right there at practice. And when I seen that, I was like, man, this guy's unbelievable. Like, he just stood at 10 to 12 yards, didn't move, and waited on the tight end to break. And as soon as he broke, Tyron was in front of the ball and going the other way. So it was just like stuff like that you take as a mental note, like, damn, how can I implement that into my game? Right. And then on top of that, he's just a realist. You know what I'm saying? Coming from where he come from, his background, from what it was to now. And then you see the type of person he is, man. Like, I still talk to this guy every single day. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not a lot of guys in the league, especially with his status, that I still talk to. You know what I'm saying? I talk to a lot of guys, but like, this is a guy that I talk to every single day. It hasn't been a day I haven't talked to Tyron.
How much, Lonnie? How much like little information like you just mentioned from him, and then combine that with how much film study? What's the blend of the things you saw? He didn't move. He was flat-footed for 10 yards, and he knew that shit was coming right to him. He didn't have to get out his back pedal. To the film study where, all right, now I know why he does it. I spoke to Ray Lewis and Eddie George over cigars, and he mentioned that a lot. Like, man, 90% of it's instinctual. I was born with it. The gods touched us. And the other part is I know exactly what these motherfuckers are going to do every single day from the film. How do you balance both?
Man, honestly, you just got to pick your poison with the film stuff. You got to pick out certain plays and like one of my coaches told me, man, grab you 10 plays from this film. You know what I'm saying? Grab you 10 solid plays from the film of the games that you watch and apply them to the field. Because if you sit there and watch 4 or 5 games, and that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to do that against us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if it gave them success, then you add that to the game. You know what I'm saying? You add that to your bag. You be like, okay, like it gave them success, so this is something they probably would do. But you start to put the percentages and all that stuff together. But like, I don't know what Tyron watched, far as film wise. You know what I'm saying? He could have kept that privately. You know what I'm saying? But far as what me and him talked about and the mental game, and like you said, 90% of it, I feel like is instincts and mental. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know, man. The guy's unbelievable, bro. Like I can't speak no more highly of that dude. Like, gold jacket waiting on him as soon as he finished.
Lonnie, Smitty, last thing for me, and then we'll wrap it up. I know you're in the car working out, man. You're gonna go shower. When are you moving out to Vegas?
Man, so we actually go out there the 7th for OTAs and everything. So
okay, I got you. You gonna get a crib out here or just rent or what?
Man, hell no, I ain't getting no crib until I get the bread that I want. Like, I live in Florida, man. I'm home based here. Like, I ain't about to just go out there and just spin a crib and just call it what it is. Nah, I ain't doing that right now.
No doubt. No, I love it. Hey, let me ask you real quick. 10 years ago, we were sitting in a damn cafeteria in Garden City, Kansas. And 10 years later, you sitting here in an old school, like, all right, I made it. Did you ever think you'd be where you are? I know you thought you would because you weren't going to fail. But a lot of cats said, nah, Lonnie ain't going to make it out of San Bernardino Valley. You ain't going to make it out of Garden City. All the bullshit we've heard as JUCO guys. 10 years ago, though, how time flies, dog. And I know you do your own camps and clinics out there in Indiana and other places. I know you're probably sharing that to the kids. Like, time is a thief, and the shit will be gone like this. I can't believe it's been 10 years since you and I used to chop it up every single morning at the cafeteria. It's been crazy.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Honestly, nah. I did when I first got there, and then when the year I set out and had to do straight school, that's when I started to like question like if this was really for me or if like it's actually gonna happen, man. But like obviously like you, Coach Sam's, like y'all kept faith in me, and you know what I'm saying? I stayed there and I did that schoolwork, man. And like, believe it or not, which is crazy, and you can vouch for this, like with me being in the room and Sims did not let me come on the field the year that I had to do straight school.
One whole year you had to sit out.
I had to do a whole year, just sit out, do straight school. Couldn't come to practices, couldn't do nothing football related. And coaches and colleges were still coming to the Garden City to pull me out the room just to like meet with me, see me, offer me and stuff like that. I'm talking about, man, I had to come out my room from leaving class, went to my room, and I remember Sims called me and was like, hey man, Georgia here. And I'm like, damn, he ain't here for nobody else. He was like, nah, like they here for you. This is a year of me sitting out. This was the year of me sitting out. Like, I'm like, oh, damn, I was cold then. Like, I was like, yeah, I was cold then. Like, I got Georgia for the joint. So I asked him, like, yo, y'all ain't here for nobody. Nah, we just here for you. Like, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Like, come on, like, what we doing? So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I'm blessed, man. I got my family kid.
Tell Smitty why you chose Kentucky ultimately over Georgia, who had you as their number one guy on their board. Why Kentucky over Georgia?
Man, I had 2 years left. I had 2 years left, so I could have went to Georgia, could have went anywhere, honestly, but it was more of a business decision for me. Like I knew I wanted to play in the SEC, which is the greatest conference, obviously. But I knew I wanted to play in the SEC, but I didn't have time to wait on them to be like, hey, like, you come in here, you compete, you play, and all that stuff, and somebody bullshit me. I knew I had it 2 years left. I needed to play right now. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to go to Kentucky, and I'm just going to play against y'all. Like, every game, I had good games against Georgia. I don't care what the score would look like. I had good games versus Georgia.
So,
yeah, like Kirby and Mel Tucker, like they came up to me after the games. Was like, man, you supposed to be here. Yeah, I am, but I had to handle something, bro. Like I gotta play. Like so, it was all
no
love,
doubt,
bro. It's
no
still
doubt.
love.
Yeah, one of my kids, Jermaine, obviously played at Georgia after you, and then first rounder. So you early second rounder. So it worked out regardless. Your decisions were the right ones. So
for sure,
man, that's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Smitty?
appreciate you, man. It's dope. It's dope, man.
I appreciate y'all, man. Look, hey, let me go back and get to this grind, man.
Work out in, man.
Hey, Lonnie, real quick. So one of our staple guests, who's a Super Bowl champ, Tampa Bay Buck, who's from down there, you're where you are now in Florida, Shaun King, who was going to be on here with us. He was on, and then I said, let me handle Lonnie. He'll be back Friday, but he lives in Vegas. So he said, anything you need, he's watching the show right now. He's got Vegas kind of a lot of ins and outs there. So he said, anything you need, I'll hook you guys up. But he's there and a big name in Vegas. So anything you need, he said he'll help you out. Property, whatever. So I'll hook you guys up.
Bet. Appreciate it.
All right, Lonnie. Love you, boy. Appreciate you.
All right. Love, bro.
All right, brother. Peace. Lonnie Johnson, man. Second round draft pick, man. JUCO to second round. So I drove from San Bernardino Valley out to Garden City. Then fucking Garden City, I was kind of like basically his handler because I was the one that recruited and brought him. Yeah. Then Sims, we have a discussion one day because he was a wideout. I brought him as a wideout for my offense because I had guys like Kevin Olsen, all these big time quarterbacks, and I was like, I had 8 Division I quarterbacks, by the way, bounce backs.
That's crazy.
And so Kevin Olsen, Greg's brother, gets kicked out of Miami. I bring him as my like 8th D1Q, and then at the time there was you could only have 12 out of staters.
Okay.
So we had to eliminate process of elimination. We couldn't keep 8 quarterbacks. We only could really keep 2 out-of-state quarterbacks because maybe even 1.
Right.
So and then you got to use your other 11 out-of-staters accordingly.
Yeah, right,
and you got to go get a tackle on offense or 2. You got to get two D tackles and pass rusher. Your D line should be out of state.
Yeah.
And your 2 corners got to be out of state. Possibly a safety and your running back.
Jeez.
And you got to have at least 1 wideout, if not 2.
How are you able to break down what quarterback to keep?
That's the tough part, homie. This one, it was really, really, there was no other place like it. The Kansas JUCOs at the time, there was no other place like it when it was a limitation on out-of-state players. And then it became unlimited out-of-state. And then the JBs of the world, like me, it's a rap city.
Right.
Yeah, no, then the Kansas schools are mad at you because they know you won't recruit them anymore. See all this politics that went into it? It was a lot of shit going into it. So Lonnie was at the end of the 12 rule.
Yeah.
So like it was interesting. But anyway, we moved Lonnie to corner, and I'm like, look, man, he's Richard Sherman-esque, probably even faster. And move him over, 2nd round pick. You see what you can Google what he's made already, and he wants to make more. So it is what it is. But I'm glad for him, man. 10 years though, 10 year story, like the 10 years ago story I was telling. It was snowing. We're in the fucking cafeteria after 5 a.m. waits, and motherfuckers wanting to go home. Lonnie wanted to go home, and he was like, "I don't know if I can do this shit, code woo woo woo." But I'm in there like, fucking man. Keep your ass right here. Like, people don't know those stories that a lot of these motherfuckers would have left if a coach would have let them. The coach would have been like, really? Like, nah. That was my motto, too, with kids. Like, telling these motherfucking coaches that would come in and say, well, I ran him off. Oh, I'd fire you so fucking quick as a coach. I'd fire the coach so fast. Oh, yeah? Well, where's the replacement? What do you mean? Where is Lonnie Johnson, the twin Lonnie Johnson?
Right. If you're going to kick him out, you need to have a reason. You got to have somebody there.
Better be a twin Lonnie Johnson sitting there, because I don't know if there's another Lonnie Johnson sitting on our roster, is there?
Right.
And for an assistant to make that decision and cut a guy, no. Doesn't say, well, you're fired. So it is what it is, man. So, that's just the thing about it. It's kind of a slippery slope when it comes to coaching. That's just is what it is, man. But Smitty, we got a legend himself, man. As baseball nears opening day, the Dodgers had a different scenario as actually going overseas to Japan, where the legendary Ohtani's from, getting to go over there and playing already some meaningful games. Now they get to come home as the champions, the World Series champions. And he gets to come back, and we got the Dodgers play-by-play, man. This guy's been around in this business for a long, long time. Pittsburgh Pirates, Boston Red Sox. He's been around doing his thing. Wrote some books, Smitty.
We do it all.
And I got to ask him about his Emerson college days, because I'm curious what Emerson that is. Yeah, because I don't know, Smitty, if you know where that is or not.
I don't know too much about Emerson.
There's a couple. There's one in Boston. There's one in Kansas. There's a few, but I think my man.
Probably the one in Boston, because he's with the Red Sox. So I'm just putting two and two together. That probably was the one in Boston, and then ended up staying close by. But I know he'll be jumping on here any minute now. I know he popped in for a second. I think he had to jump out, so he'll probably jump right back in. But no, I definitely can't wait. Because he's been with the Dodgers since 2019, which means he would have been a part of the last two World Series. So he's been a part of some of the most success in the recent years. So
well, without further ado, let's bring our main man in, the Dodgers play-by-play, the author of COVID Curveball, an inside view of the 2020 Los Angeles Dodgers World Series championship season. You can go get right now. Tim Neverett joins the show. Appreciate you, Tim. Appreciate you, brother.
How you doing?
Thank you very much. Glad to be here this morning.
How you doing, man? I grew up at a place called Phil Trainees, okay? It's a legendary sports restaurant bar in San Pedro, California. Then it moved to Long Beach, where it is currently. And I grew up with Tommy Lasorda, Joe Amalfitano, Franklin Stubbs with the most natural swing ever, lefty, Pedro Guerrero, Mike Marshall, Mike Scioscia, everybody. I grew up a Dodger, so I can't thank you enough for hopping on here.
Not a problem at all. You skipped my partner, though, because he was from that era, Rick Monday.
Oh, Rick Monday, man. Yeager. Yeah. My dad worked with Yeager, by the way. He was a truck guy later on with Jim Palmer. Palmer and Yeager, yeah.
Yeah, we see Steve every once in a while. In fact, he and Rick were roommates at one time, and they talk pretty frequently still, so it's pretty good.
Really? Nice. Man, this is my buddy Darnell Smith. He's our co-host. He works at Fox Sports, so he's we counter this thing and tag team this thing every day, and we'd love to get you on during the baseball season. He works with Dontrell Willis, who I know was covering some Dodger stuff. He's a friend of mine, been on the show a few times. Where you at right now? Ring ceremony, is that tomorrow?
No, that'll be Friday. Opening day Thursday, ring ceremony Friday, and then we don't get ours till Monday, so wait.
You gotta wait a couple days. I know you can't wait to add another ring to the collection.
Is this your second?
Third, actually.
Second with them?
Second with them. Yeah.
One with Boston.
One with Boston, yeah.
Damn, legend already. Legend.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, let's talk about this team, man. I feel like everyone who I either came across in the media or in Fox, they're saying this Dodger team is loaded and ready to win again. Another one. I'll see we're about to we're just now kicking things off, but from your view, how is the team looking, and do you feel like obviously it's early, but do you feel like they have the tools needed to win another one?
I mean, they believe so. I mean, they went out and got some more pitching, not just starting pitching, but I mean, top of the line relief pitching. And you can't discount the bullpen. You just can't. Bullpen guys are not just starters who don't make the team. right? I mean, these are legit specialists at what they do. And, you've got people that, you might not ever think of as being a solid bullpen guy in baseball, like a left-handed guy by the name of Alex Vesia, who had a career year last year, who was unbelievable. Of course, Blake Trinan had a great year last year, and he closed a lot of games, but he's probably not going to close as many games this year because they went out and got Tanner Scott. Right. Lefty was almost unhittable last year. Then they got Kirby Yates, who was the Rangers' best pitcher, whether it was a starter or a reliever. So I mean, they loaded up the bullpen. They've got a couple of bullpen pieces right now that are still on the injured list. So, a couple of starters by the name of Shohei Ohtani and Clayton Kershaw, who won't pitch for a little bit. So they're still going to add those guys. What we've seen from the newcomer Roki Sasaki has been really good so far. Tyler Glasnow struck out 9 2 nights ago against the Angels. Dustin May, the fifth starter, struck out 6 in 5 innings last night against the Angels. And then Yamamoto, who's a guy that in his second year seems so much more comfortable now. And he has been really, really good this spring. And then, of course, that takes us to Blake Snell, which was a great addition. Guy's won 2 Cy Youngs and pitched a no-hitter last year, so he's pretty good too.
Hey, let me ask you, because I've had Brett Boone on and a legend who had, the Seattle team with Griffey and everybody, and obviously 116 wins, I believe. He'd never been worried. And now all of a sudden, I know we're way preemptive, but now he's worried about the all-time wins record. When Vegas starts to put, preseason, the Dodgers at 107, 108 plus minus, like there's got to be talk. And I know you don't like talking about that as jinx, as us old football guys go. I hated doing it too. Is there a possibility, full circle this question, is there a possibility that Brett Boone is right when we're talking about an 18-year veteran in Kershaw possibly being the 9th starter on this roster? This is how deep they are. Or is he a guy that can possibly be moved to the bullpen you're talking about? Would that ever happen?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't think he's the 9th starter. I mean, as of right now, he's the 8th. He's maybe the 8th. But I mean, here's a guy who's going in the Hall of Fame, right? I mean, he might be a first ballot Hall of Fame guy. He needs 32 strikeouts to get to 3,000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so you don't see many guys getting 3,000. I've been lucky enough to see a few guys get 2. But 3 that's your automatic ticket to Cooperstown, I think. So it's, he's been pretty good. We might be looking at June sometime for him coming back. But yeah, the pitching is really good, and that doesn't, you take a look at the offense. Shohei Ohtani is a unicorn, right? I mean, he's just, he's not pitching right now, although he is going to throw a bullpen on Saturday, and he's going to pick up his pitching program again. Mookie Betts was back last night. He had some really weird illness that kept him out for a while.
Stomach. I was going to ask you.
But I saw him yesterday, and he said he's perfectly fine. He says he feels normal again, although he's lost about 15, 17 pounds, something like that. He's got. Yeah. I mean, it's wonderful to have the opportunity to put that back on, right? But he seems to be pretty good. He says he feels great, and said his strength is there, so that's the main thing. And Freddie Freeman's been unbelievable. It's a very, very long lineup, a very tough lineup to navigate. And, like football, you're always guessing at the beginning of the year, how many wins, right? Because you only have so many games. So you're saying, 8 wins. Oh, that's great. 8 wins. That's a mediocre season, right? But with baseball, you like to guess wins. I've been asked this question a bunch of times. I have no idea where they'll be because of the everyday nature of baseball. Anything can happen. And
no doubt.
Seen it before, and we'll see it again.
Tim, let me ask you real quick. Brett was like, listen, he thinks Barry Bonds the greatest offensive talent ever, and he's like, it's not close. Ohtani's the greatest unicorn ever. We've never seen a guy be that good on offense and defense. That's like 2 Barry Bonds out there. Where are you at with people that say, hey, focus on playing offense, don't pitch? Barry Bonds has even come out and said, man, I don't want to see him exert the energy on the mound. I'd rather see the greatness that he's going to show us at the plate. Where are you at with that? Are you happy as a lark seeing him do both and say screw everybody's opinion, or would you rather see him play one side?
Well, last year we saw him only play one side, and we saw a season like no one else has ever had. So, do they need him to pitch?
Yeah, exactly. I guess. Yeah.
But he's going to pitch, and he's still really good when he does. So, and Barry knows a little something about success because, I mean, this guy was in the top 5 in MVP voting 12 times in his career, and he won it 7 times. And he and Ohtani share something that I don't think people think about. Everything you think about the back-to-back MVPs in different leagues. Frank Robinson was the only other guy to win MVPs in different leagues, but the only guy to win it back-to-back with 2 different teams was Barry Bonds in '92 with Pittsburgh, '93 with the Giants, and then along comes Ohtani in 2023 with the Angels and 24 with the Dodgers. So by the time it's said and done, I mean, the Ohtani accolades are going to be up there with Barry Bonds for sure. And the pitching side, too. I saw some numbers this spring that compared Babe Ruth to Ohtani, both in pitching and in hitting. And I had our stat and research guy with the team double check it to make sure it was correct. And he did, and it was correct. But right now, they're pretty close at this number of at-bats, right? They're pretty close. Pitching wise, with the same number of innings pitched in their career, Ohtani's a little bit ahead of Babe Ruth. So that's quite a comparison when we talk about the Babe.
Man. Nah, that's impressive. That's amazing, man. And he's got so much more game left to play. So, excited to see kind of how everything plays out. I want to ask you personally, we started this thing off. You said, you got 3 rings so far in your collection. Well, you'll have your 3rd one on Monday. Of those 3, does any one stand out as like, I don't want to say meaning more, but just from the impact or just the feeling that you remember having once you won that ring? Does one stick out more than the other?
Well, I think your first one always does, right? I mean, I'm lucky. Mookie Betts and I have the same jewelry collection. So he and I were in Boston together in 18. Yeah. And we both won our first one there, and that was quite a run. And we actually ironically beat the Dodgers in 5 games. And Mookie was incredible in the postseason. But you always, your first one is something. It really is. I think when the second one was 2020, and that was just a really unique season in a strange way. They played fewer games, but it was harder to get through those fewer games than it was a regular season of any kind, because of all of the protocols and all the things you had to do just to get into the ballpark every day. Never mind to go work and then to have to try to act a little bit because sometimes there were no fans. There were no fans in the stands, and then when you're on the road, you're in a dark Dodger Stadium calling the games off TV while the team's on the road, and you have a track in the background with crowd noise. So you have to sort of act a little bit.
Right.
So that was a little harder for me than any other regular season because there was no atmosphere. You had to kind of create your own atmosphere a lot of the time.
Tim, is that your book based on the COVID curveball? Is that kind of what you're talking about right now?
Yeah, because from the baseball standpoint, we got thrown a big curveball that year, and we had to sit out for a while. I mean, my wife and I went up in the mountains in New Hampshire, so we didn't need to be near anybody, and we had a good time up there. And then we hear, oh well, we're going to be reconvening in July, so we're like, oh man, we really like the mountains. Kind of getting used to it.
Right.
But it was then we had to go across country and be sequestered in a hotel and be tested almost every couple of days. We had to drive to the ballpark, pick up a self-test through this testing system, go pull your car off and park, test yourself, put it all back together, go drop it in this bucket, and then they would take it right there and they would text you your results later in the day. And we had an app. We had an app that the team developed to register your temperature and symptoms and things like that. And that was every day. So it was quite
daunting,
quite different, I would say. And so
No doubt.
I chronicled that in kind of diary form and what it was like on a day-to-day, and what the team was doing on a day-to-day basis, leading all the way up to the World Series. When I started writing it, I had no idea we were going to win the World Series. I literally started writing it during the COVID shutdown, in between the shutdown after spring training and the time we picked it up again in July. I started to write, and then I would write every day or every other day, just kind of in diary form. And turned out we ended up winning the World Series, so the timing worked out.
Did we? I say we in LA. I know you're a Boston guy. Emerson College, shout out. Let me ask you. Did we win all three? Like, did we win? I know the Lakers won it, right?
2020.
Yep. A good friend of mine, Danny Green, told me about the bubble scenario that the NBA had to deal with. So he told me some crazy stuff similar to what you're saying. You guys won, the Dodgers. Did the Kings win it?
Not in 2020.
That's 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That.
I remember that year being special. I was living downtown at the time in LA, and when the Dodgers won, it got nuts downtown. Like everyone forgot there was the pandemic, and it was this. The streets were blocked off. It was wild. So
no
Tim,
doubt.
let me ask you a question. Where are you at with the rule changes? I know you're an older school cat when it comes to covering this game for so long. Regarding the Ohtani and the Babe Ruth's comparison, are we going to consider, though, like, is this an asterisk discussion, or is this no, this guy is who he is? With the bigger bases, the clock on the pitch count, does this change anything? One of our buddies that comes on the show, Keenan Middleton, pitched with the Cardinals. Was going through some rehab stuff. Used to be our show last year for baseball coverage, and then he gave me tickets for the Dodgers opening day when you guys played the Cardinals last year that I was at, and he mentioned a little bit because he played with Ohtani with the Angels, and he's like, "Hey man, this is even going to make his job a little easier." Is that going to account with the bases and the clock?
The sport evolves, right? And the human body evolves too, apparently. Because back when Babe was playing,
right,
I don't know if he could have done what he's doing today, right? I don't know. We don't know. Maybe he could. Maybe he could, but maybe he couldn't. It was a different game back then. You didn't have guys throwing exploding 100-mile-an-hour fastballs all the time. You didn't have the pitching technology that you have now. You didn't have that. So it's hard. It's really, really hard to compare era to era. But it is fun to look at numbers from era to era and just wonder. But yeah, the rules changes. I got to tell you about the bigger bases, the pizza box bases. To me, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I don't even notice it. In fact, it didn't take very long for me to stop noticing it. The first time they started rolling them out there, those bases look bigger. But now you don't even pay attention to it. The pitch clock, I think that was one of the better rule changes that they've had in baseball in a long time. And we just finished the experiment with the ABS system, the automatic ball strike system, the challenge in spring training in major league games. And frankly, I kind of liked it. There's one thing that is still a question for me, and that is the exact measuring of each individual strike zone. The players are all measured and everything else, but what happens if they have your height, or what happens if you stand up one at bat and come down and crouch the next?
Right.
So that's something that needs to be figured out still, and they're going to have another year of testing in AAA. My guess is that's coming to the big leagues, because I think it was a pretty successful test, and the fans really enjoyed it. And during spring training, Rick Monday and I do the television every day, so we really enjoyed seeing the replay coming and talking about all the different nuances about it. But there's still some tweaks they have to work out, but I think all in all, that's not too bad. I think that would actually be a fun addition, to the game. But
would that eliminate the umpire?
I don't mind the new rules.
Will that eliminate the ump?
No, not at all. No. This is just a challenge system.
Okay.
I mean, and even if they had the full robo ump, which they've experimented with, you still need a home plate umpire. He's got to administrate. He's got to call guys safe or out. He's got to, run the game. So you'd never ever get rid of an ump. But this isn't full, they're calling every pitch. This is the umpire's calling the game, but the catcher, pitcher, and the batter can go like this, and they have a chance to challenge a call. The catchers were generally more successful than anybody else. Pitchers and hitters lost challenges. Catchers lost a couple, but we saw our catchers do really, really well. I think our catchers only lost one challenge that I saw the whole spring.
Huh. Wow. Technology, JBC. I'm the younger guy on the show.
Me and I argue, Tim. We argue because the NFL is going to go to this damn automatic first down
game.
I hate it, but Smitty's younger. He likes this shit.
Change always happens in sports. If you go way back in any sport, there's always some change. But I think we get this nostalgia for the way things were when we grew up, and I get it. I mean, I'm only 31, so I'm young. I get it. But even when I was a kid versus now, there's been changes in every sport. But change is needed sometimes.
I'm like that too, but here's one rule change that I didn't like at the beginning, and there's a lot of it I don't like, but at the same time, as a broadcaster, I don't mind it as much, and that is the runner at second base in extra innings. I didn't really like that, but I've broadcast enough 17, 18, 22-inning games in the past. And now, I mean, most of the time, 10 innings, maybe 11, you're done, right? Somebody wins. So that hasn't been too bad, but you go back to not having that in the postseason. You play a whole season with that rule, and the postseason you don't have it. I'd rather go one way the whole way, I guess, but old school in me didn't mind those 22-inning games. The only problem with them is that you'd have to make roster moves the next day because you're out of pitching. So it would cost somebody. I think it would be unfair to a pitcher out of the bullpen. I remember a game, a bunch of years ago in Atlanta, went 18 innings, and we had a guy come out of the bullpen. He had to pitch 5 innings, and he's the guy who only pitched 1.
Right.
Maybe 2 at the most, and he had to be sent down the next day because we needed to get fresh arms in there. So that's the thing I don't like about those long games. But the pitcher hitting, I do miss that. I always like National League rules, but hey, it's adapt or die in baseball, right?
All sports, I guess. All sports. Yeah. Tim, let me ask you real quick, and I appreciate you coming on here. We'll get you out of here, man. I can't thank you enough. A huge Dodger fan here. Smitty likes all things LA since he's a transplant from Indianapolis, and they never win there. So let me ask you something, Tim. If I'm a fan and I go to a Dodger game and it takes me an hour to get into the park, and then it takes, it's $150 for a beer and a damn hot dog, and then it takes me 3 hours to get out after the game has been sped up to under basically 2.5 hours. What do you say? Do you think baseball's in trouble as far as the fan base goes across the Major League Baseball stadiums? Because all I hear and talk to my buddies that we missed going to the 7th inning stretch that lasted longer, and the game being drawn out for the kids' experience. And now I got to get in there and get out, because if I don't get out at a certain time, it's a ripoff because I got to wait 3 hours, especially at a place like Dodger Stadium versus like a Petco Park in San Diego where it's in and out. You could park damn near by the beach. Where are you at with that coming from the fans? Do you think there's a problem or no?
Well, first of all, if it takes you 3 hours to get out, you're parking in the wrong spot.
No shit. I've done that.
JB likes to over-exaggerate, Tim. Something you'll learn if you come back on our show. He's over-exaggerating.
Now, I've had nights, where it's taken me an hour plus to get out. Yeah. It's just the nature of the traffic there. It's the nature of the way it was constructed. But I think what's funny is I think most people in LA, they come to Dodger games, they get it. They're like, yeah, I know. I this is part of the deal. I know that it's going to take me a little bit to get in, and it's going to take me a little bit to get out. And I don't know. I don't know if I'd do the hot dog. Maybe the Dodger dogs are okay, but they've got some good stuff out in the center field plaza now. They got some great Mexican out there.
Yeah.
They even have a Dunkin' Donuts out there now.
You lying, Tim?
Oh yeah. They got everything.
You're gonna go now, Smitty, right? You're gonna go now.
That's my selling point, huh?
BPF.
But like you got, I think the fan experience at Dodger Stadium is it's pretty unique. It's it's an investment in time, like most ballparks, right? Like you go to Fenway Park, it's not like there's tons of parking right there. It's built on an old city block in 1912. When you think about it, how many people owned cars in 1912 that were driving to Fenway Park? So they didn't have parking planned around there, right? Yeah. So it literally is a city block. It's the same with Wrigley Field. It was built on a city block. on the north side of Chicago. So you've got to plan for it. You got to find your neighborhood parking spots. And Dodger Stadium, it's all enclosed, but you have to find your spot that works for you. But the actual experience at the game and the game presentation and everything, there aren't too many that are better. So that's why people keep coming back in droves. That's why they keep selling out. That's why it's 50,000 plus a night. Where ballparks can't say that. I mean, hey, even in spring training, with a shortened spring training this year, fewer home games, they set a spring training attendance record in Arizona. So people love the Dodgers, and they're willing to spend a little extra time to get in and out of the park to go see them play.
Hey Tim, real quick, are you worried? Not worried, but the Dodgers are basically a trendsetter right now as far as how they're manipulating this cap and it's forward thinking with the money and all the things, the deferred money and all this. Is this going to be the model that we had the Oakland A's and Bean and he tried Moneyball and it didn't get the ring on the finger, but he did some things that everyone was like, oh, it's innovative. Is this the new innovation that's going to kind of change this to more of a level playing field when the other owners and every management say, hey, this is what we're going to have to do to keep up with the Joneses, and the Dodgers are the Joneses right now? And are you worried about anything other than spectacular for this roster? People like ESPN, all these people right now talking about, well, the Dodgers underperform. That's the tagline. Like, are you worried about an underperform? It's always pressure in sports. I don't care how loaded you are. Are you worried about any of that? And the first question, are you guys going to be the trendsetter on this?
Well, first thing is, the deferred money situation. You have to keep in mind the money that you defer, you have to actually have it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right. You have to actually have it and put it into an account and that kind of thing. It has to actually exist. Yeah. So you can't just go, hey, we're going to give you $2 million this year and we'll promise you $50 million down the line. And then they go back in their office and go, how are we going to get that? You can't do that, right? You have to actually have it.
Smitty, yeah.
Right. So, so that's one thing. The other thing about it is every other team has the opportunity to do it because it's within the rules right now. Now, if they have a new collective bargaining agreement after next season, which the CBA is going to expire after the 2026 season, if that somehow gets, and I don't know if it can be, but if that somehow gets worked in there with the owners saying we like this, or the players saying we like it, either one, I don't see how you couldn't like it. I mean, I think it's an advantage on both sides. Ownership can somehow manipulate their bank accounts to have that money, sign a great player now, keep him on the payroll for a long period of time and defer that money, where a player can say, okay, I'll take less money now, but in 10 years, I'm still going to get paid. A la, Bobby Bonilla, right? He's still getting paid by the Mets.
Every July.
Every July 1st, it's Bobby Bonilla Day in baseball. Yes, so I think that the rules are what they are. The Dodgers are playing within the rules. If the rules change, they'll find another way to play within the rules.
Hey, big fishy, little fish, Tim. I don't care.
Yeah,
big fish, little fish.
And as far as, will the Dodgers underperform? Do I worry about that? No, it's because it's every day. You prepare every day. It's a long day every day, right? If they lose a game, it's not the end of the world, right?
No
I
doubt.
mean, typically you're gonna win 60 and lose 60. You go into a season. Imagine going into a football season thinking you're gonna lose 60 games. No, you wouldn't be in business.
Right.
But like if baseball, you're going to lose 60 games typically. Some teams might lose 50 if they're having a great season, and that's what you do with the rest of the games. So you're going to lose a game here and there. That's just the nature of it. It's why you play 162. If they are winning, 6 out of every 10, 7 out of every 10, then that's really good. Right?
Yeah,
in baseball,
really good. Yeah,
that's like super good. But you're still losing like 4 out of every 10. And
who's your biggest fear, or not fear?
Biggest threat,
I guess, in the division. Not even baseball, just in the division. You think there's any uprisers this year? Anyone closing the gap?
Well, I mean, I know the Padres had, but they've got a little different look on their roster this year with some of the other people. Some of the main guys are back with Tatis and Machado and so on. And this guy, Jackson Merrill, who's really, really good. But I look at Arizona right now. I think what the Diamondbacks have done, they've got some really good pitching. And they built that. They added Patrick Corbin. I think they've got some good young players. That their offense has been good. I look at the Diamondbacks as being, a team that could cause some trouble for the Dodgers.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Let me last thing, and I know Smitty will wrap it up. Let me ask you something. The Dodgers. We've talked about speeding up the pitch count, quickening the game, shortening it, increasing the bag size. All these things, the rules have gone in. But the season number of games have stayed the same. Is there a correlation or something coming down the pipe that we shrink the season as well to go along and fit in with the pitch count or clock and these other rule changes? Is there something coming down the pipe there where 182 games or 162 games, is just too long?
162 is the number. And the reason that that's not going to change is how much do you make per home game, right? If you're an owner. So
81.
You got to have 81 home games. And, there was an article in Sportico yesterday that showed what every team takes in per home game. I know the Dodgers don't want to shrink the season. If they wanted to add 200 more games, they'd be like, yeah, that'd be great. But no, 162 is a fair number. It's a long enough season as it is. But I think it's a fair number. They have expanded the playoffs in recent years, so it seems like the postseason goes a little longer. But I think that the 162 is where it is. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
No doubt.
Hey, they're definitely getting paid for it. So, hey, play those games, suck it up, figure it out. So,
that's right.
But Tim, we appreciate you so much, man, for joining us. We hope we can bring you in during baseball season to just continue to learn more about our Dodgers, our Doyers, as JB calls them. And
The Doyers. Chavez Ravine, man, the best ballpark in America. Jerry Ports in the chat, not the Padres. But anyway, hey, Tim, appreciate you, brother, for taking the time, man. I can't thank you enough, and good luck. And I'll be at the game tomorrow. Shout out to you. So
right.
Appreciate you. Take care, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Take care. Bye-bye. Tim Everett, man, the voice play-by-play, the voice of the Doyers, our Doyers. Man, we got the realest guests on the show, man. Like real insight that you won't get on a regular. It's easy to go on a major platform, dog, and see these regular cats. You know what I'm saying? Like all the big name guys that are paid.
And I feel that, but I ain't got to throw salt on the lane of another show.
I do.
To highlight our show. We are our own. Our artist comes here to get real talk from Jason and real talk from Smitty, and we do it the way we do because nobody else can do it like us. So I'm not worried about another show, JB. It's us.
We wadded in the rain.
I appreciate y'all, man, for tuning in. Make sure
re-wadded in the rain. Translate re-wadded in the rain. I mean, what does that mean?
I am not translating that.
Why?
I don't know it.
Hey, Bailey, Max Hess in the Discord, Slap Nation Discord wants you to show that video in the Discord. I don't know if that's too long or not. There's like limits on Discord stuff. I tried to send Gaga a dick picture and it didn't go through. Anyway, we got a lot going on, man.
The file
can't thank Smitty for being back enough. He's back in the business. I got a deferred payment deal with him. I'm using the Dodgers model, but I got just an IOU thing, it's like a card. I just have like a card. I wrote on there, I owe you $1 million, and so I sent him that. That's my goal. So that's my goal, to get him $1 million. I haven't paid him or thought about how to get him paid that yet, but I have deferred it for a later date. So everybody knows that we're transparent. So everybody in the chat knows. So Smitty got to go. We got the realest show on planet Earth. Even the haters, because your haters are our biggest fans. We love you to death. Take your mama's titty out your mouth, and then ask, did that motherfucker get out to you yesterday? These nuts, bitch. Smitty, I know you got to go. I got to go. I got to let Shaun Salisbury unpaved. We got Warren Moon on today. We got Warren Moon on today. Yesterday, I had Mike Golick. Yesterday, Mike Golick Sr. was on. Today, it'll be Warren Moon. His son hates me, by the way. I told Shaun before. I said, hey, his son hates me, by the way. Just as FYI. He likes me and kind. And he was like, oh, fuck. So, yeah, it was cool. But anyway, we're the what?
None.
Anyway, the real show on Planet Earth gets real tomorrow. It is True Talent Thursday. Steve Kim joins us. We got Chris Dishman.
Ooh-wee!
Chris Dishman tomorrow. Legendary secondary guy. We can ask him. The old Houston Oilers, Chris Dishman. Can't wait to talk to him about the legendary coaches he played for.
Yeah, dog.
Plus, the T-Step. We'll ask Chris Dish what he thinks about this ongoing feud between the prime sexuals and by the way, Tuesday update real quick as Smitty walks out. Tuesday on this show, we got legendary Marcus Peterson on. So I did send Bailey an email with that. Gave you the email address for that, Bailey. So Tuesday morning, we'll have Marcus Peterson on. Bailey, I sent you an email yesterday while I was on the yacht. I set that up myself. Shout out to me, not Craig, for doing that. Anything that goes well, homie, is on me. Anything fucked up is on Bailey and Smitty and Craig. So, hey, man, Chris Dishman tomorrow, though. Shout out to him coming on. Marcus Peterson will be on next Tuesday. And we'll be out with Steve Kim tomorrow as well. So we got a loaded lineup every single day. Appreciate everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.